A potato sack.
Above her head like that. And how the fuck can she do this if she has so much lipedema pains? It hurts so much. Why? Why are we doing this? Can we please accept that she doesn't care about this dog? She's always fucking off on trips. There's no way she's walking it. Maybe, like it's mentioned here as well, but hopefully maybe she's getting somebody to walk the dog. I sure shit hope so.
Hello. Oh, thank you. I have the lights turned off. It's hard to see. Hello, Cloak Uncloak. Hello, Ruby. Hello, Zyron. Hello, Jamie Melquist. Hello, Mim. Hello, Land Designer. Gunnarette. Sea Queen. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Emmy's Fitness Journey. I think I've seen you about. Excuse me. I'm going to cough and probably sneeze a lot. Sorry. Hello, Just Mandy. Hello, Smug. Hello, Faithful. Hello, the other Rosie. Hello, Nat and Illegal. Yes, Illegal Products. Hello, MLETKD. Or you were just watching that Alona video? She's mad too. Hello, Femme Marie. Hello, Shannon. Hello. Oh God! Every time I see that. Hello, Hamster. Take a compliment. I'm bad at compliments. Leave me alone. Hello, Shayna. Oh yeah, these are my earrings from Salem. You cannot see them at all. Sorry, but they say cats. Is this the cat mom ones? Yes, these are the cat moms. There you go. There you go. Aren't they cute? The little fishnet and the roses. Hey, Claudia, Priscilla. And there we go. Well, the door's open, but he's whining at my partner's door because I don't know. I don't think they've had lunch. I think they want lunch. Give me a second. Okay, quit flashing. Never mind, they haven't had lunch. You guys are funny. Hey, BJ. Hello, Mr. Ranger Lab. Jesse. Did I get everybody? Calendar page. We have 1.5 feet of snow. We had like 1/2 inch of snow and then it rained. We did have high winds yesterday and it took down like 3 or 4 trees in the area and took out the power north of here. It's in the neighborhood, but it's the north half of the neighborhood that no one cares about. Cares about that part of the neighborhood. But anyway. So there's that. We'll probably have a cat co-host after he eats lunch. So. Hey, Allie's here. To organize my desk. I have the lights turned off because they were bugging my eyes and I didn't want to wear my glasses. Which is basically what that boiled down to. Mammy Bell's here! Well, you guys got all kinds of snow. We had snow. We got about 6 inches and it lasted for about a week, I want to say. And then it melted. And then I think we got another couple few inches and it lasted for a couple few days. And then what is today? Monday? I want to say Thursday or Friday. We got like a 1/2 inch maybe. And it lasted until noon the next day. And right now it's cold, but it's sunny. So is it ever warm in Albania? Like, is it ever warm there? Here, I can be fully feral and not have mods remind me to stay on topic. We have topics? What are topics? What are topics, precious? Yeah, I like snow. I'm not a fan of ice. And I really don't like it when the ice comes first and then the snow comes because then you don't see the ice. Yeah, what's it like to have heat? Our building hasn't had heat all winter, so that's been fun. And wanting to snow. I love snow. I just don't like being out. Like I like I guess that's the weird way of putting it. I like snow. I love snow hiking. I love to go hiking in the snow. But I don't like to drive in it, and I don't like being away from my house when it's in it because like I don't want to have to drive in it. Because people, especially in Philly, where Philly has bad drivers to begin with, and then you just add any kind of weather and they all just become like hell. I know you're all going to say, "Oh, drivers everywhere are bad." No. No, they're not. It's completely different here. It's like a national sport here. Ouch. My mom fell on ice when I was little. My mom fell on ice and actually crushed her tailbone. We had to take her to the emergency room and everything. That's all I remember about that. That's like the one and only time I've ever seen my mom cry like that too. It stuck with me. Don't get me wrong, I saw my mom cry other times, but like that was like real cry, like pain cry. Never saw her cry like that ever. Philly drivers think they can drive on air. Like, I don't think Philly drivers understand what roads are. But that's okay because pedestrians here don't understand what sidewalks are. So it's kind of like, I don't understand how people here don't die more. 1 centimeter of snow? How do you even measure a centimeter of snow, Haley? That's hilarious. Yes, calendar page. Yes. You don't fuck with people's parking spaces. If you shovel out a parking space, that's your parking space. Yeah, falling on ice, man, sucks. Wow. Do you just like pick cold places, illegal products? You're just like, ah, this place looks cold and snowy. That's where I want to live. Got the tailbone and it lasted for months. Yikes. Yeah, if you live someplace where it's normally warm, people do tend to freak out about like the lightest dusting of snow. I think I've told the story a million times, but when we moved to Virginia the first year, they got a shit ton of snow. I mean, I will give them that. They got like a crap ton of snow all in like 2 days. So on top of not being prepared to handle any amount of snow, they got like a foot to 3 feet of snow or something ridiculous like that. But then they just like they borrowed snow plows and they were actually just like bobcats with like these plows on the front that didn't fit to begin with. They destroyed their streets because they just ran into shit. They chipped up the little medians on the roads because they didn't know where the streets were and the sidewalks began, and it just like it looked like some kind of apocalyptic thing had happened. And it was really just the snow plows destroying their streets because they didn't know how to plow. Oh yeah, it gets too cold to snow sometimes. Yeah, there's that. I hate it when it's too cold to snow. That's too cold. Then it's just too cold. Yeah, cold wet ground sucks. Well, I mean, wet ground sucks anyway, but cold wet ground's even worse. Ooh, wow, a 20-car pileup. Dang, Mammy Bell. Where you at? Yeah, you get used to the weather that you're at. Yeah, that's true. In Italy, road rules are wonky. But at least almost everyone follows the same unwritten rules mostly. That gives me confidence. Oh yeah, you guys did have a crazy like the north what side of country is that? The northeast had like a really warm summer this year because I was up in it. We're in Virginia, Manassas. I lived in Manassas for 2 years, something like that. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. We lived in Philly for 10 years. Yeah, they tell the people they don't know when the streets are going to get plowed, but they always get plowed. Hey, Catherine. I'm not allowed to not take a compliment, so thank you. I've already been yelled at once. Below 50 is torture. Or 50 Celsius or 50 Fahrenheit? Yeah, see, that's it, Rachel. Like, yeah, it's the infrastructure for it. Like, I give Texas shit when they get snow, but, like, they don't have the infrastructure for it. So, like, I know I give Texas a lot of crap, but I have family there, so I feel like I have a right to. But it's true. Like, when you get snow in a place you're not used to getting snow, you don't have the infrastructure to get rid of it. So, you know, you're not used to driving on it. It blocks up the roads. Oh, Boston's just getting all of it. Boston was like, I'd like a sample platter of winter, please. I see you, Smug. I got top chat going, unfortunately, though, so that's probably why I'm not seeing shit. Because YouTube is stupid and I hate it. There we go. Why does it start on top chat? I hate that. There we go. I should see people now. I haven't missed anything yet, Sangi, but thank you for reminding me. So I thought, since things are happening in Girl World that make me uncomfortable, we should do a live about it. So I was thinking, if people are here, if you guys are up for it, I was thinking about going over... There's a really good video from Rachel. If you haven't noticed, I have a YouTube crush on Rachel. I have a lot of YouTube crushes, apparently. That's not it. Not on Amber. I don't have a YouTube crush on Amber. I was thinking about going over Amber's weird bullshit here. That's weird. Her little 10-minute response. Hello, Theo. And I saw Zingcat. Hello, I saw you come in. Glass and metal. Oh, where I am and the entire power grid. Oh, where are you at? Who at the power grid goes out? That sucks. We're like that here, though, with rain. I don't know why. We don't have an excuse. Don't have an excuse. But... You under Rachel the Python still? Keeps changing her name. Python? Oh, she's just Rachel now. Yeah, okay. This one. Up. Anyway, if you haven't watched this one, which, I mean, I don't know why you haven't, but Rachel put out this really great, I think Snowflake even threw it up on his channel, analyzing the evidence that Amberlynn is a PDF is interesting. And I feel like we should talk about it because I feel like this is a conversation that's been going around. Oh, hey, Matthew. Going to do a thing. Don't be offended. Cool. Don't be mad about that. But I feel like this is a conversation that's going around in the community right now, and I think it's interesting. So I feel like it's something that should be weighed in on. YouTube is like really freaking bad about giving out notifications about lives because I have been subscribed to Kicking Geese for years at this point, and I am fortunate if I know she's gone live after the fact. So I'm more than irritated about it. Rachel's makeup is amazing, and I love whatever shirt she's wearing. I know it's just like a hoodie, but it's like a tie-dye hoodie. I am a little offended that whatever the bright fluorescent green ball of yarn is has been, the spotlight has been taken off of it, so justice for the green yarn over here. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate what you did, though. Hey, hot latte. I could go for one of those. Someone needs to make me coffee and then bring it to me. Yeah, Rachel's video covers everything. And I mean, it's nothing new, honestly, like Theo says. It's nothing new. Rachel's just putting it all in one place. It's kind of nice. And she does go over the weird accidental follow on Instagram, which I was not completely on the up and up on that, because I came in when Amber did her apology Instagram story where she had her little devil horns going on. So it was stupid and I had no idea what was going on. Allie. There you go. Allie's mad for you. So I didn't know the whole story for that one, and it's still, I still think that's weird on a lot of levels. I don't know how I don't know what my final thoughts on that one are. It's just a strange event in general. So, in her brand new video, the green yarn, excellent! Justice for the green yarn. The one where she tries to be a reaction channel. I don't think she's a reaction channel. I think she's a, what do you call this? What do you call this format? It's not quite documentary. It's not really reaction. Is it commentary? Is that what this is? I would like to be more like this. This is what I would like to be more like, but this is a lot of effort. And I guess I just don't have it in me because I guess I'm lazy. I don't. Hey, good to have you, Lee. Alona's a sweetheart. I did see Tammy Lemon, and didn't she drop off the planet? You're sick? I got sick again too, hot latte, and it's not COVID. I tested like a bunch of times now, and I know it's not COVID. So I'm assuming it's just something. I guess there's something that's called reinfection or something like that. Viral reinfection, where you basically recover from something and then you catch something else on the tail end of it because your immune system is still compromised. So you like recover, but then you get sick again. Editorial? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's a good one. Video. It's definitely a video essay. Yeah. Commentary might be the best. Video essay, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean to watch the video, K-Bonds. I saw it because her face in her little thing is chinwag. Yeah, well, chinwag, sure. Drama coverage. Analysis, yeah. Commentary analysis, yeah. The flu has been horrible. Yeah, well, I got my shot, so I didn't get hit too hard. I just had a really bad, honest to God, whatever it was, I just got over because it's still in my nose because you'll hear it every once in a while. Whatever this is feels exactly like what I had when I did actually have COVID, except I haven't lost my sense of smell and my sense of taste, and obviously I'm not testing positive. So like the two of them are identical symptom-wise, except for that loss of smell. And that's it. That's the only difference between the two of these. So honestly, I couldn't tell you the difference other than that. Oh no, you teach at a preschool. God bless. You're just in like a petri dish. Yeah, you would think you'd be immune. You liked my analysis on Rosie? Rosie's, yeah. I try to do a little bit of commentary. I have a lot to say, I guess, is what I'm doing. But definitely the plague. I like how we're all sick here. We've all been ill. Hey, Tangerine snuck in. There you are. Oh, God. You lost your sense of taste during flu? Don't tell me that. Don't jinx yourself, Goonerat. See, the problem is like I've had it. I've had the Rona twice that I know of, and it hasn't been like bad either time. I mean, I've been sick. I've noticed that I'm sick, so like that part has been, but I haven't like been bad. You know, I haven't had to go to the hospital or anything like that. What? Went up? No, you actually won't. How'd you weigh a ton? You in? You gonna try to eat my cheese? You just came up here to eat my cheese, didn't you? They can't see you. Sit down. Down so they can see you. Gonna behave? Nope. Okay. I haven't been sick in so long. I wish I could say that. I feel like I'm getting sick every 6 months at this point. I don't know why. I guess things to look forward to as you get older. What? Ugh. You. Butt in my face. I'm live. I can't edit this. You. Yo. Get like 5 minutes of him sitting there. Ah, I lost my chat. Are you happy? You erased the chat from my. No, no, that wasn't an offer to come back up. There you are. All right. Yeah, you guys all say, "Ooh, look at the cat," and the cat like completely wiped you from my screen. Loves me, but cat love. You want to sit in my lap? Whatever. I don't know what he wants. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to go outside. I gotcha. Healthy people go outside. Whatever. The cat is a jerk, but it's our jerk. That is true. Oh yeah, we gotta get a new cat, don't we? Because Ida got adopted, but then we just did the fundraiser, so we'll get to like 12. We get to 12K, and then I'll get a new cat. Well, we'll adopt, sponsor a new cat. We're not getting any more cats in this house. All right. So anyway, I wanted to go over Rachel's thing. Probably most of you are on the up and up on this. What is? But I did want to go over. I think this first part here. The thing is from about. She has these things in sections here. I can scroll up here. She's got this stuff in sections. So from about the 740 mark where the Amber defends PDFs down to Billie Eilish here. This is all stuff, and I'm not dismissing it as like, oh, it's not important. I'm just saying this is stuff that we've known for a very long time. We've known this as long as the channel's been up. Don't like the outside. Yeah, that's true. I do want to talk about the Libby part a little bit. Only because there's a part of it that people aren't talking about. And I think that's just because people are getting stuck on the inappropriateness of the age difference, which is valid, but they're missing the manipulation part of it. And it's also the same thing that was happening here with Casey. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I do want to talk about the immaturity thing. What was the bonus content? I think the bonus. Oh, yeah, the bonus content's actually pretty funny. And will lead into the next person I want to talk to, honestly. So. Also, she crochets, for those of you who are crochet fans. So, there you go. Hey, babe. You close my door. Is the white cat out there? Okay, cool. Close my door, please. Sweet. But Here we go. All right, so we're going to jump around a little bit with this one. So, oh, thank you, Poto. Oh, if ever was a guy, yeah, we wouldn't even be talking about this. Well, we would be talking about this, but in a much different way. Oh, hey, I learned to save the wrong species is back. Oh, wait, you're sick? Don't be sick. No more sick people. Or a cutter Gavin. What? Yikes. All right, all of you who are sick, please feel better. No dying. No one has been given permission to shove off the mortal coil. Is nonce only for the PDF thing, or does it mean a bunch of stuff? But anyway, all right, let's, do I ever sped up? I don't want to speed her up, do I? I don't know, let's speed her up a little bit. Her accent's a little tricky sometimes, and I'll click on subtitles. That should be okay. But stop being sick, everyone. God.
Amberlynn Reid is no stranger to controversy. She's been exposed over the years for doing all kinds of awful things. So when these PDF file allegations were levelled against her, I really wasn't that shocked. I think that allegations like this are serious and they deserve attention, and the evidence for their validity should be considered in an unbiased way. And that is what I aim to do in this video. I've collected...
She says the evidence for such allegations should be examined in an unbiased way. Here's the trick, and she will say this. So this is not me critiquing her at all. I feel the need to reiterate these points. It is impossible to be unbiased completely because we are human, right? But it is not impossible for the human mind to hold two opposing thoughts at the same time, right? Whether we agree with both thoughts is not the point. The point is to hold two opposing thoughts at the same time in your mind. And that is how you attempt to be unbiased, right? You have to be able to at least acknowledge that there are two opposing sides. Whether both are correct or not is beside the point. But if you can't acknowledge both sides, you can't come to a conclusion, right? Oh, it is the same word, same definition. Thanks. I wasn't sure if it was just like a catch-all term or if it was very specific. Cool. So, all right. Well, that's good to know. You people, you British folk and your weird slang words. I'm a terrible person. I'm so sorry.
Collected all the evidence I can find of this kind of behaviour from Amberlynn Reid over the years. But please do let me know if there's anything serious that I've missed. I think it's fair to say that if there is something bad that could be believed about Amberlynn Reid, people will tend to believe it rather than not believe it. But because these...
That's another point that she makes. Maybe I should have slowed her down. She says that... Oh, fuck it. We're going to slow it down. Never mind. I know why I don't speed her up now. It's not that she can't be listened to on high speed. It's just that she says shit that needs to be heard. Bonk. Oh, there we go. All right, let's start over from here. Gary Glitters and nonsense. Thank you, Moonlit. We started it. We didn't start the fire.
But please do let me know if there's anything serious that I've missed. I think it's fair to say that if there is something bad that could be believed about Amberlynn Reid, people will tend to believe it rather than not believe it. But because...
That is an incredibly important part of any time that we look at an accusation that is leveled at Amber. Up to and including this one, by the way. Anytime there is something negative said about Amber, people are more apt to believe the negative thing about Amber than they are to disbelieve it, simply based on the fact that it is about Amber, right? Sorry, my eyes are going to water. And the reason for that is people don't like Amber. And we've seen this play out more than once. I'm so sorry, guys. My eyes are going to be fucking stupid now. We've seen this play out more than once in the Amberverse and through Hater Nation. The one thing I will say is that the course of Hater Nation tends to be a little self-correcting. It just takes a minute. Because I have seen it self-correct most of the time. But the downside is there are people who will believe till their dying breath things about Amber that will have sometimes been proven to be incorrect, just because they don't like Amber. And I mean, that's not how you do it, but if it makes you feel better, I guess, whatevs. But it's the bad side of bias if there's a good side. But that's what we're talking about when we're saying we're trying to be unbiased at this. The knee-jerk reaction is to hear something bad about Amber and to just be like, of course it's true. You know, of course she's a PDF. You know, but like you really need, I'm not saying she's not, guys. I'm just saying you really have to, this is a very serious accusation. Like you don't just throw this shit around, right? So you really have to sit down and you really have to look at the evidence. And again, we are not a court of law. We are not therapists. We're not psychologists or whoever the people are that diagnose this shit, right? We're just the viewing audience. Again, video and the internet are inherently manipulative. We don't know everything. We don't see everything. You know, what we've seen, what we're being fed, what we know is colored by what we have access to, that kind of a thing. Does that mean that we can't form opinions? Absolutely not. Go ahead and form whatever opinion you want. Just try to make the most informed opinion that you can. And if you don't feel like you can make if you don't feel like the opinion that you're forming is the most informed opinion, then maybe hold off making an opinion. That's just my take on it. But do keep in mind that people tend to, the world around Amber tends to lean towards Amber's a dumbass more than it leans towards Amber might be telling the truth or Amber might be in the right. You know, and there have been many situations recently, honestly, where Amber has been either telling the truth or been in the right, but everybody has gone against her just initially because it's Amber. But anyway. And y'all are having a different conversation. Anyway, onward.
As these allegations are so serious, I just want to make it clear that I'm not accusing Amber Reid of anything. I'm merely going to be combing through what we have, what we can look at, and making my own conclusions. Although it is about a topic of a serious nature, this video is intended for entertainment purposes only. By the time this video has been filmed and uploaded, it will be about 3 weeks since this came to the forefront of Gurl world once again. The reason this
Kim has arrived. Everybody act normal. Oh yeah. Oh, 183. Hey, cool. Hi, everybody. Oh yeah, since we are talking about serious topics before Kim gets there, there are certain words that cannot be said. I think they're pretty obvious. I haven't had any issues with YouTube yet, but you know, that's just throwing a red flag in front of a bull, so let's just try to keep things as PC as possible. Cross the T's too. Saw nothing. I do want to talk about Choosy and the child called It because I've had more. I think you might have been the one that asked me about it, but I've had another person. I've had 2 people at least ask me about this, the Choosy thing. So let's do this first and then we'll talk about Choosy.
happened is because Amber Reid was discovered to be following an Instagram account that was posting PDF file related content. I'm not going to mince words in this section, so if you are uncomfortable seeing this kind of content, which of course I understand, I would skip this section. The fact that Amber follows this account was discovered by an Instagram user called Despectful Moments. I'll put a picture of their account here. The user that Amber was following was called horny_n_word_laundry. His account is now private, but it is still active. He appears to have deleted 2 posts since January 20th, 2025, but sadly he is indeed still on Instagram. The meme.
How does she know he's deleted posts? I don't know.
He was posting.
What magic does she have that I don't?
Were disgusting. It wasn't just the memes themselves, but it was also the taglines that were written underneath them. They were vile, sickening, and triggering. Here is the.
And indeed they are. Yeah, I don't get this.
The evidence that Amber Reid was following this account on the 20th of January 2025. Just to be clear, that credit for popularising this goes to Despectful Moments on Instagram. Here are some of the memes which this page had posted. I won't read them out loud or focus on them too much because
I'm not going back over them. I've already done it once. I'm not doing it again.
you know, that's not necessary. You can pause to look if you want to. Amberlyn Reid posted a story on Instagram explaining how this follow happened. I've snipped this video into little chunks just to give you the gist of her explanation and make it a bit more digestible.
So
We're not going to go over this because it's stupid. Rachel demonstrates later the accidental follow. If anybody who uses Instagram knows that that's... I'm not saying it's impossible, because that's not possible. I'm saying it's very difficult, which is why none of this fucking makes sense to me. No one in their right goddamn mind is going to follow an account like that. If you look at Amber's follower, the accounts that she follows, it doesn't line up with any of those as far as I'm aware. This account, her front-facing account, is very bland, right? She follows, like, well, Tommy. I don't know if she does anymore, but she follows, like, popular people. Like, she wants to be one of the girly girls. She doesn't follow shit like that. And that's like, it's not even, like, light. It's, like, blatant. You know, even she's smart enough not to do that shit, right? So that doesn't make any sense to me. And then, but then this whole, like, accidental follow thing and this weird ass story of he sends me a nasty message, so I went to check his account to see what kind of person he is. I'm just like, something's not right. Like, something doesn't make sense. And I don't know what it is. I don't know where on the spectrum I fall, because, like, nothing makes sense at all. So I don't know where I am on this one. But Rachel does go in to, we're going to jump ahead right now because the accidental follow story does not hold water for me. But neither does the blatantly her just following it in general. Anyway, we're going to jump ahead to the deleting videos because this is the part that really makes it look bad. Yeah, with how much Amber blocks people, there's no way she'd follow someone accidentally. Yeah, I mean, her behavior on that account, I can't say all of her accounts because I know she has sock accounts, but I suppose it could be possible if she thought she closed the phone and butt dialed the follow. I mean, it's not impossible. That's what I'm saying. It's just, like, really hard to do. But it's easy to have multiple accounts. I don't know. It's a really dark account, though. I don't know. Yeah, if somebody sends me an offensive message, it's deleted and they're blocked. I have no interest in looking at them. That's the thing. She's over-explaining it. Yeah, like Theo says. She's over-explaining it so you know it's a lie. And it's like, so what actually happened? Oh, this is Rachel. She used to be Rachel the Python, then she changed it to Rhetoric Toast, which, god damn it, I loved that name, and she changed it back again. But this is the link to the video. I mean, not everybody who over-explains is lying, it's just a common trend of people. You have a message open from someone, wouldn't it be easier to follow them? I don't know, Chronically Amused. That's the thing. I just don't know. That's a lot of people are saying that she has, like, a burner account that she does this on, and she thought she was on that account and she followed it. I'd like to know how long she had been following it. Like, I think people would have noticed it long before now, because it's not a subtle account. Accidentally reply to themselves. Yeah, I do think there's sometimes Amber's just over-explaining things because she's just kind of an over-explainer. Thought she closed it but didn't. I think that's how it happened. Can you follow people from messages? Now I'm curious. Go find out. Go to my anthropologist thing and where am I? I'm sure I need to check messages anyway, so. Boy, Tommy hits the filters hard, doesn't she? Alright, well, there's Theo. Alright. See, I'm using Theo as an example. There's no option to follow on here. I can reply, I can share, I can bookmark, and all of those are very tiny. There's no option to follow. I can FaceTime and phone call, you know? But to follow? The only time I get a follow request is if I actually tap on them. Like, I don't know, I follow Rosie Beam. Now there's these suggested for you that have a big blue follow button. And I have tapped those on occasion, but they're suggested to me because they either follow me. Oh, there's the cynical dude. I'm following him. Or they're followed by or follow someone I follow, right? They're in my network somehow. So is this dude in her network somehow? Or like this guy, the plum cover. I don't know if you can see it. There's a follow. The follow button's kind of just clear with a little circle, a little square around it. But it's still like up there. I don't know. But that's in my feed, right? I'm not on his page. It's a really cute sweater, but I'm not shopping at Temu. Sorry, Temu. No money for you. I don't know. I just don't. And then I have to go like, Amber's kind of an idiot, but she's not that big of an idiot. Yeah, I just like to know how long she followed him. Like if it was just like 24 hours, was it months? Was it a day? And you know, like that tells me a lot too. Like if it really was an accidental follow and she tapped it and it was a few days, then, and since she got that note, then somebody told her that she was following this PDF account. She's like, oh shit, I can see that. But I don't think I've ever accidentally followed a PDF account. Now I will say, I was following somebody one time and I followed her because she did made from scratch patterns. And her account got hacked and they started posting like pro-China political propaganda and it was really weird. So it was very clear something had happened and I unfollowed her account because of that. But that was a hijacking of her account. But it was very obvious that that's what had happened because we went from here's how you make a skirt to just like 19 million posts in Chinese about political parties that I know nothing about. So that was weird. But this doesn't seem like it's that kind of a thing. This guy seems to be like that's his shtick. But yeah, and that might be it. Sometimes Amber's overthinking her explanations because she thinks the real reason is stupid, but her over-explanation and trying to don't say something wrong is just making it worse. And that might be what's happening here. Like, she may have done something dumb, just doesn't want to say it, and is making it look even worse. Hey, horse and rider. It's just bad lighting, but thank you. She says she goes to any person's account that sends her a nasty message. Why would she do that? Yeah, I don't get that. Right, so why did she not see what they were posting? Exactly. That's why, like, lots of this does not make sense to me. Good chunks of this do not make sense to me. And follow got clicked. She isn't smart, but she wouldn't have followed it. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my point, Chatty Jessie. Like I said, it's not impossible. It's just very hard. All right, anyway. But then she does this. So we've jumped ahead at this point.
She followed this account became popular, she started to delete videos. You might ask yourself, well, if Amberlynn Reid has nothing to hide, then why would she bother deleting her videos? And it's a valid question. Is it just a coincidence that when she was discovered to be following a PDF file related account, that she suddenly just chose to delete videos on that day? And it wasn't just any old videos or 1 or 2 videos. She deleted almost 1 million views from her channel. And no, it's not a coincidence. It turns out that the videos she deleted were ones in which she is interacting in deeply inappropriate ways with and in front of a child. I will show you all of that in a minute, but first, let's talk about this a bit. We have to admit that the timing is concerning. Look at this graph. So I'm putting this graph on the screen here. It shows you that in the week commencing January 19th to the week ending January 25th, Amberlynn Reid deleted 930,467 video views from her channel. And if you look at this week, she was exposed for following this channel on the 20th of January. I think
I don't disagree. Yeah, I want to watch that one. First question. If you private a video, does it delete your views? I don't think it does, which means she straight deleted the video. I could be wrong, though. Because I recently privated some videos. But I don't think it deletes the views. But anyway. And no, it just looks really weird because Amber doesn't delete videos hardly ever. Anyway, it's not that she doesn't do it. She just very, very rarely does it. But she went through and took out every video pretty much that had to do with Libby. And in doing so, also took out all of the videos that had to do with this guy named Nick that they picked up at a Denny's. I still don't understand Nick. It's just fucking weird to me. But those videos have been on her account up until this year. And she has always gotten criticism on those videos, even when she was putting them up initially. Because this was during the Destiny era, and there are moments in those videos where she talks to camera about getting comments from people who are saying Libby hanging out with her and Destiny is the same as 2 adult men, 2 straight guys hanging out with a 15-year-old girl, because it's basically the same fucking thing. And Amber's like, what? God, no, it's not the same thing. Oh my God. So she'd gotten criticism for this the entire time those videos had been up on our channel. And so why now? Why this year did she suddenly decide that now was the time to take all of those videos down? You know, she's always gotten blowback on those. Snowflake himself has used those videos in at least 2 different series on Amber. One of them being Shaped by the Algorithm, and the other one being Victims of an Empath. So, and that's just Snowflake. You know, I'm pretty sure Omegon's used them. I know like a bajillion different compilation channels have used these videos. So deleting them does nothing. You know? Yeah, exactly. Ruby Sky. Does she not understand that people already have hot copies? Yeah, exactly. Look at this graph. Delete removes the views. Private just takes the video out of circulation. The history remains. Okay, so yeah, she just straight took them off her channel completely. Yeah, Nick was fucking weird. I mean, maybe Libby did, but that implies that her and Libby are still in contact, which... Emily's baby... Yeah, but why now? Why not last year? Still waiting to ask Libby's parents what the hell they were doing. Yeah, exactly, land designer. But she's broken up with her already, though, BJ. It's because the ankle's about to... I mean, but shit, everybody and their mothers covered these, Cleta. It's Cluster B. She's never done anything wrong, so why would she care and delete the videos? Yeah, that's like that's the thing. So that's why this is what catches my attention, and this is what's gotten Rachel's attention too, is the deletion of the videos. Libby could only reach out in Instagram because Amber is on her 4th phone iteration, if not 7th. Yeah. Yeah, Libby and Destiny were family friends, so don't even get me started on the fucking Destiny half of this, because everybody's like, oh, Amber, it's like, where the fuck was Destiny? Why does Destiny get a fucking pass? If it wasn't for Destiny, Libby wouldn't even be there. So, I'm sorry, if Amber's a creeper, then so's Destiny. You'll find out who he is in a minute, Goonerat, because we'll go over some of the videos. She may really hate the ankle, but literally everyone has covered these videos. Like, everyone has covered these videos. Yeah, I privated a bunch of videos recently, and I mean, they weren't like hugely popular videos, but I don't think I took a hit in any views. Not that they were that big, so I don't know if I would even notice. Yeah, I'm sorry you were filled weirdly. You don't have to change your number, no. You can port your own number, because I've had the same phone number for years. Destiny is, I mean, I don't like Destiny. I think Destiny is trashy. The only saving grace Destiny has over Amber is Destiny, I'll admit it. Yeah, you don't have to get a new number. You can. It's easier sometimes to just get a new number than it is to try to port your old number over. But if you're like attached to your number and you don't want to have to play the new phone who dis game, then deleting removes of your... Yeah, so she's straight deleting things. Safe drives, Goonerat. Well, I don't think Amber's an idiot. That's kind of where I'm at, Katie Buns. I don't... It's such a charged word, right? Hello? What? Okay, have fun. Love you too. Tiny hiding a Target video of my own? Maybe. Trying to think if I do have a video like that. I was young once. But I was young before there were camera phones. Anyway. Oh, that's right. Amber does do different phone numbers to overcome being blocked. That's right, she does. I have a theory. I will throw it out there when we get to it. It doesn't excuse things. I think it just explains a few things. It doesn't excuse things. I don't think explanations equal excuses, unlike Amber. But anyway, where were we at?
That trying to suggest that this is a coincidence is a bit laughable. Luckily for us, and not so luckily for Anne Boleyn, the good people of YouTube had screen recorded, saved, and re-uploaded all of the videos that she deleted. These videos were one which contained this particular child, whose name is Libby. That made my job here a lot easier, so thank you to all the channels who did that. If you are accused of carrying out PDF file-related stuff, and then you go onto your channel and delete loads and loads of videos from years and years ago, and the ones that you delete are ones which have a child in, I think, yes, it is very suspicious. It makes you look like you were getting nervous and uncomfortable and getting itchy toes about the fact that somebody might go back and film these videos. Luckily, that had already been done. This is not new news. People have been talking about the Libby situation for a long time. One could argue that Amber Lynn is often the victim of confirmation bias. People already dislike her, so they will look for this kind of content and see what they want to see in the content.
I don't disagree with the statement. Situationally, okay. And I don't think don't take that to mean that that's what she's trying to say there either. Somebody posted something here. I wanted to scroll up. Femery says, do you think Amber could have changed the narrative if she announced publicly that she was going to delete all of the Libby videos? I don't know. Amber's in one of these situations where she's damned if she she's damned if she does, and she's damned if she doesn't. I don't think I got that right, but you get what I'm saying. She could have come out and announced that she was going to take them down, and she may have said something to the effect of, I now see that these were inappropriate, and that might have satisfied, I don't know, half of the population. But the other half of the population would then have jumped on it and been like, see, I told you, she knew she was... So, I mean, it's this kind of a situation, too. A good chunk of the population is like, she took the videos down because she's a PDF file and she knows it. And the other group is going, she took them down because she's nervous and she doesn't want to be called a PDF file. So it's like, she can't win. So I don't know. I don't know if she had said that, if it would have changed the narrative at all. So I don't know. But yeah, people, this is a really tough topic to talk about, y'all, and I don't see anybody getting nasty yet, but please try to be real respectful with each other in the chat over this one. Because I know that there are differing opinions, and that doesn't, I don't want people getting nasty in the comments, please. A lot of people are just straight calling her a PDF, and you know, again, what I'm trying to say is we're not a court of law, so. And let's not pull the 15 isn't young thing. That's 15 is young. A period under discussion. She's not gonna, there's nothing Amber can do to thwart all of the criticism. So yeah, that's unfortunately. Yeah, Ruby, that's kind of where I'm going. That's where I'm going to end up going. You could say that,
and that might explain why she deleted it, not because she was worried that the content was actually inappropriate, but because she was worried it would be misconstrued in that way. However, I don't find this convincing at all because the content itself is so very inappropriate. Regardless, trying to remove videos from the internet is, it's very difficult and it's not worth it, especially when you're someone like Amber Lynn Reid. You just know that that's been well and truly screen recorded by many, many people. Either way, it makes Amber look bad. The deleting videos definitely makes Amber look bad. As Amber had deleted so many videos, suspicion began to rise. Once suspicions were high, people once again began looking into Amber's past. And unfortunately for her, there are quite a lot of things to look at which are adjacent to PDF related things. One of these is Amber Lynn Reid's old Ask FMs.
Okay, this is going to get into Amber's weird defensive PDF shit, and I don't. It's not that I don't want to get into it, it's just that her stupid defenses of it echo early, well, not even early, but just like very early anti-LGBTQ rhetoric of the whole like, oh, it's the same thing as being a PDF file, and it's like, yeah, it's not even close to being the same thing, not even a little bit. So, and I just find it really disheartening hearing that come from somebody who is professes from their own mouth being a lesbian. So it's just kind of really disheartening to hear that. So there's that. Libby, okay, so here's the story for people who don't know. And again, you can go watch the whole video. Rachel does a really good job of laying everything out. I'm just going to kind of quick skim over everything because I don't really want to be here all day. But Libby was 15. Libby was a family friend of Destiny's and had been for a while, from what I understand. So Libby was brought into the picture by Destiny. And I'm assuming Libby hung out with the two of them because of Destiny. And of course, Amber films everything. Now, this is during the Destiny era. Amber is 24, Destiny is 20. So between Destiny and Libby, there's a 5-year gap. Between between Libby and Amber, there's a 9, almost 10-year gap. So it's an inappropriate age gap for there not to be a parent and or family member present. Like, if you could say something like Destiny is Libby's older sister, it brings the creepy factor down a little bit, but not a lot. So, but that's not what's happening. Libby is basically running around with 2 grown-ass adults as an impressionable 15-year-old. Now, in Libby's case, I think we can all remember when we were 15, and I'm sure we all thought we were hot shit, and we all wanted to hang out with the cool high schoolers and the cool college kids because that made us feel like we were the cool kids, you know? Being 15, no offense, if you're 15 and you're in this channel, why the fuck are you here? But you're stupid. I'm sorry, you're dumb when you're 15. And you want to be cool, and you want to be different, and you want to be special, and hanging out with adults that you, for whatever reason, view as being that way makes you feel special and cool and all that. So I don't fault Libby at all. On top of it, she's fucking 15. She's a kid, right? I don't care how mature she looks or how whatever. She doesn't look 15. I don't care. That's kind of the point. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Apologies. But anyway, the point of having laws that protect minors is because they're fucking minors, right? Anyway, and Rachel goes into that point later on in her video. See, Queen, you're 16. Why are you in my chat? God damn it. The black box, yes. Yeah, and I don't understand where Libby's parents are. I guess they trusted Destiny. I don't know. Not everybody has good parents. Let's just put it that way. So everybody has good parents. Hey, Chicken's here. I can't come out and definitively say anything about anybody, obviously. I'm just guessing about shit, you know? And this is just my opinion on things. But anyway, that's the rundown on things. So that's why Libby was even there in the first place. Amber mostly says shit to Libby that is inappropriate for a 24-year-old to be saying to a 15-year-old. Mostly like smegulal innuendo and smegulal jokes that a 24-year-old should not be joking to a 15-year-old with. If you're 2 15-year-olds making dumb dick jokes to each other, you're 15. We all did it, but we were all 15 making jokes to other 15-year-olds. That's the difference, right? If you're a 20-year-old making the same joke to another 20-year-old, there's no harm, no foul there, right? That's what you do. If you're a 24-year-old making the same joke to a 15-year-old, it's inappropriate. If you're a 15-year-old making the joke to the 20-year-old, and Rachel goes into this, as the 20-year-old, you're supposed to turn to the 15-year-old and go, nah, dude, that's not appropriate. And that's where the conversation on that should end, right? And that's the difference. Yeah, we don't know Libby's circumstances. I just know that Libby was in the picture because of Destiny, and Destiny did jack all to protect Libby from any of the shit that everybody keeps blaming Amber for. Destiny was right there the whole fucking time. So. Yeah, like Chicken says, laws exist because there are way too many adults. Dude, when I was 16, I had a fucking cop offer to take me to a bar. And I was like, I'm 16. And he goes, yeah, I can get you in. Like, what planet am I on? Anyway, that was the weirdest. That's probably the weirdest thing that happened to me when I was 16. You're falling in love with Potobird? With the Potobird? The Potobird's pretty damn cool. Yeah, but remember, filming Libby in the towel and posting it on the internet, Destiny's the one that went into the bathroom and opened the shower curtain. While knowing Amber was filming. She's the one that led Amber into the bathroom to do all of that. So it's not like Destiny was just like sitting there twiddling her thumbs. So anyway. Yeah, I'm just kind of pissy that it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think what Amber did is excusable. I'm just pissy that it's only Amber that's getting flack for this. But anyway. Oh yeah, I mean, these kids, they talk like this. I taught school. Like I've hung out with kids. I know how they talk. And when they want to talk to each other like that, it's fine. When they come to talk to me like that, I have to be like, nope. Can't talk to me like that. Well, and then there's animals. Animals can't talk. Yeah, yeah, no. That was a weird thing to happen. Anyway, all right. So don't get me wrong. I think what occurred between Amber, Destiny, and Libby was inappropriate. I do not in any way, stretch or form, think that anything that happened was appropriate. What I think is really that strange. What I think is what people are missing are two things. And can we just jump into this? I'm trying to find a good spot for it without having to watch the whole thing. No, that's her defending shit. I don't really want to watch. I think this might be. Yeah, this is Rachel. No. This is Rachel talking about, I mean, there are certain situations where minors and adults can hang out if they're not related, but that's certain situations, and this was not it. She mentions she used to be a youth worker, and she's basically saying the same thing I said. You know, when kids come up to you and they say inappropriate things, you're supposed to go, that's inappropriate, and in the conversation. But I think part of the problem here is
between your legs.
If you reckon that's bad, watch this clip.
Okay, so this is gonna be pretty pathetic, but we all have a joke that Libby's our kid because we buy her food and we buy her toys.
Toys?
We buy her toys.
Like, either it makes it sound like I'm 5 or it makes it sound like you're buying me like dildos.
I'll let them try to figure that out.
Try to guess which one it is. Haha.
These two jokes are perfect examples of the kind of thing that you don't say in front of a kid. The fact that Amber Lynn makes a joke about cocks and Libby makes a joke about dildos show the kind of levels of appropriateness that the adults in this situation, Destiny and Amber Lynn, allow in this environment with a child. Watch this one where Destiny makes a slightly sexual innuendo towards Libby and Amber Lynn pushes it even further.
Don't hurt us. Because we don't have Pam.
Oh. Oh my god, you splashed butter everywhere. I'll splash your butter everywhere.
What is her butter, huh?
This is exactly what I was talking about before. If you're an adult who's going to be spending any amount of time around a child, it's your job to take responsibility and be the one to enforce the boundaries of what's appropriate. And clearly, Amber does not even attempt to do that. In the video I just played, where Destiny makes a slightly jokey innuendo, Amber Lynn takes it even further by saying, "What's her butter, huh?" And the next thing we know, a sexual joke is being made about a child. Destiny is also not blameless here at all, but this video is not about her. Some people
it is, though. It fucking is. Anytime we're talking about Amber and her inappropriateness around Libby, we're talking about destiny. It's not like Libby just magically appeared, right? So anyway, part of the problem here is, in my opinion, is that Amber, somebody just on here said something like, Amber didn't have to post this on the internet. And then somebody else says, imagine the things they talked about that Amber didn't post. Leading up to this point, remember we talk about all the weird shit that Amber posts on the internet about her partners and stuff like that. And we talk about how Amber does that because Amber doesn't see the things as being inappropriate that we, the audience, see as being inappropriate. And that holds even all the way up until the relationship with Beck. You know, she's putting shit up on the internet where she's clearly being, abusive to Beck. And people are calling her out on it. And she's like, no, that's not what's happening, because Amber doesn't see it that way. And since Beck was disassociating, Beck didn't back that. Beck was backing Amber up, not the audience. That's what's happening here. I think this is normal behavior for Amber. Like, I think at some point in Amber's growing up period, like around the time that Amber was 15, 16, 14, in her late teen or mid to late teens, I think this was normalized behavior for her. And I think the reason I think that is because she doesn't bat an eye at this, right? This is just every day. This is just normal for her. And that, I think, is part of the problem here, is that it is inappropriate and it is wrong and it is something that should not be occurring between people with a 10-year age gap. But I think it's happening because Amber doesn't realize that it's not appropriate to be happening, because it's what happened to her, right? And it never got corrected. And I think that she can learn, and she does know right from wrong, because she deleted these fucking videos. Why else would you delete them? Yeah, and Amber can't do innuendo. She's just fucking incapable of it. She's like Anna. Just not capable of it. She sees it for content and doesn't care about optics. I think yes, but also not completely. I do question whether Destiny acted like that and dilute Amber's company. I mean, maybe. Am I an old fuddy-duddy now because I hate hearing any of the stuff these people... I don't know, Sandy. I don't this out of context. That's another thing. The fact that she kept looking back at Libby to gauge her reaction. That's another thing. So we talk about how Amber pushes boundaries. And we talked, you know, how when she first started hanging out with her mom and she was doing this shit with asking her mom to cook her food till it was like bone dry. And there was something else that was really minor. That was something that annoyed her mom, but she was pushing her mom to do it. And at the time I said, she's testing her mom's boundaries. She's trying to see how far she can push her mom. So she knows how far she can, so she knows where she can manipulate her mom. And it's progressed past that point, right? Now we've got mom driving us everywhere. Mom's giving us our semi-glutide shots. And mom drove us fucking, 12 hours to Wisconsin to go live with our girlfriend for 3 months. You know, that's Amber's MO. Amber tests boundaries, and Rachel talks about it here. And she's testing Libby's boundaries. And it's not just because Libby's 15. It's just Amber's MO. Amber tests people's boundaries so that she can learn how to manipulate them properly. It's just even more inappropriate right now because Libby's 15. And again, I think because this type of behavior is normalized for her, she doesn't understand that it's like extra creepy because Libby's 15 and because it's extra inappropriate, right? She just sees it as her normal boundary testing bullshit where she's throwing little things out there to see if Libby's going to react and how Libby's going to react. And, oh, Libby laughed at that. Oh, okay. Well, what can I say next? Or, hey, Libby, you want to show your bathing suit off? And Libby's like, and she's like, no, show it off. I want people to see it. And then Libby's like, oh, okay. And it's that kind of shit. Amber's just seeing how far Libby's willing to bend her boundaries. The problem is Libby's 15. Libby doesn't really have boundaries yet because Libby's 15. She hasn't really learned how to establish them yet because that's what 15-year-olds, they don't know how to do that shit. That's part of being 15. Now, I'm not saying it's not inappropriate. It's horrifically inappropriate. Yeah, Poto. Amber pushes boundaries because that's all she knows how to do. Probably why she never stayed in any foster home long, and her shitty attitude and zero boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, her mom's on camera. She talks about her mom's time in prison. She talks about her mom's same-sex relationships in prison. So, you think a lot of Amber's issues are acting out her childhood events? I have always said Amber had a shitty... Yeah, she needs psychiatric help, yeah, and I'm not saying she doesn't. I've always said Amber had a shitty childhood, and I've always said I would not be surprised if she does have a history of SA in her childhood and her, especially like her teen years. Like, it would not surprise me even a tiny bit, especially after this. The more I keep looking at this and the more I keep listening to it and the more it plays over, it will not surprise me at all if we could take a time machine to the past and actually see what Amber's actual childhood was like. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Right? Again, this is just my opinion. I have no proof of any of this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a child psych. This is just behavior that just sets off those flags in my head. And again, I'm not saying any of this is appropriate because it's not. Because the other end of this is that that whole saying that hurt people hurt people. And it's that repeating cycle. It's not saying that everybody who's ever been SA'd is going to go on into the future in SA. It's just people who do SA tend to have a history of SA in their past. Which actually means like the majority of people who have been SA'd tend to not do it at all. So your chances are actually higher of not doing it than of doing it. It's just if you do, you tend to have a history of having it in your past. You know? Oh, thank you, Christina. We are doing well, except for everyone who is sick. Like 90% of the audience is sick today. Currently, we're watching Rachel, but we're also watching Amber. It's also clear that Mama Lind has difficulty setting clear boundaries with Amber even to this day. Yeah, exactly. She would have needed in her teenage years someone who could stand up the boundary pushing and someone testing, someone who could have reached for a better way. Yeah, exactly. All of Amber's survival tactics developed during her time in the homes and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, you know, child welfare is such a horrible system. It's not. It's just Amber didn't have a good time in it, you know? It doesn't fail everybody. It just failed Amber. Yes, we are apparently all ill right now. Yeah, exactly. Amber, if you're here listening, we think you were wrong. None of these are excuses for the bad things. No, it's not. It's not. Because obviously you can learn. Obviously, you figured out that this is not right. Okay? So it's not something that's ingrained, and it's not something that... It's not one of those things like you can't differentiate right from wrong. Amber's demonstrated that she can learn from the audience that certain behaviors are unacceptable, right? Because she's taken videos down when they have gotten her too much flack. Rain and Petals eavesdropping, a good example of that. I think there was a video with her and Destiny using certain words, or is that one still up? I can't remember. Either way, she has taken things down in the past when it has gotten her overwhelmingly negative responses. So Mary says, I wouldn't be surprised if Amber rewrote her history as a kind of coping mechanism because she feels emotionally like she is still a teenager with everything she does. Yeah, no, that's a very common coping mechanism, actually. A lot of people do that, honestly. You can't really trust your memories. You got nothing else to trust, which makes it a double-edged sword, but there you are. Snowed in and will not be getting out. That sucks. Do you have hot cocoa, though, Cat C? Hot cocoa and marshmallows, because I feel like you're set. She also knows things are wrong when they happen to her. She just doesn't look at her actions too deeply. Yes and no, I think. When you're... Look at it from... Let's switch to Libby's point of view right now. And kind of pretend like Amber's Libby, right? Sometimes when you're younger, you don't realize the things that are happening to you are wrong. You don't realize that that's wrong until later. The unfortunate part is by the time you become an adult and you're at the point where you can realize that it was wrong, you've already had that behavior normalized. And it's not until you recreate that behavior as an adult and people look at you like you have 3 heads that you realize that that behavior maybe isn't appropriate. And hopefully it's something that isn't like too bad. But, you know, it's like swearing at a funeral. You know, well, everybody else in my family does it, you know? Yes, but the rest of the world does not, kind of a thing. Hey, pufferfish. Yeah, Amber knows right from wrong. She just wants to control her narrative. No, that's very, very poignant. Bright light. You do wonder about adult Libby? Yeah. My dad died. We were forced to live with our crackhead mom, and my siblings were little. My siblings were little. I knew better, but the influence of my mother had more impact on them. Well, yeah. And that's kind of the thing. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just explaining it as I see it. Again, not a doctor. I'm just explaining it how I see it. It makes certain things that Amber says and does make more sense to me. I can be very wrong. I can be completely wrong. I'm sure Amber will say that I am. But it also makes those weird, random, like, oh, this person essayed me. No, these people essayed me. Oh, I'm changing the definition of essay to this, that, and something else. It makes that behavior make sense to me. So, I don't know. But yeah, those were the 2 things that I really wanted to go over in this section. Just that, like, her pushing Libby's boundaries is actually Amber's typical MO. That's just what Amber does. It's just incredibly inappropriate because Libby's a child. And the whole just, like, how normal, like, the joking and just the overall behavior sometimes with Libby, it just feels like it's just normal for her. And it just didn't strike her as being inappropriate. And of course, Destiny's not saying shit at all. So there's nobody in the moment looking at her and going, dude, you know? So like no one in the moment is telling her that it's inappropriate. So Amber's just rolling with it. Libby's not going to tell her it's wrong. Libby doesn't know any better. The only other fucking adult in the room isn't saying shit, you know? Yeah, Rex says, Ambi thinks she's a lot sly or clever than she is. Her judgment of what's subtle is off. So she thinks she can get away with more, but she gets clocked. That's the thing, though. Like, if you're in the room with her at the time, I think she's a whole lot better at manipulation. When I was 3, my mom thought we were a Catholic church family like she was when we were young. Man, we never went to church again. Oops. That's funny. I appreciate that, Rosie. Man, well, there's worse things to call your priest, I suppose. Yeah, Bloody Noir. I mean, I think when Amber tells us that she's disassociating, I think she's full of shit. I don't think Amber actually knows when she disassociates, because that's kind of part of disassociating. If you knew when you were doing it. Hey, Zoe. But yeah. All right, so that's the Libby part. The Nick thing, because somebody didn't know who Nick was.
The way that Amberlynn and Destiny fail to look out for Libby is when they meet this guy called Nick.
We made a new friend.
Yes.
This fucking weirdo. This dude, as the story that I understand it goes, he was there at the Denny's with his parents. He walks over to the table with these two and Libby sitting there. And look at him. He's looking at Libby, by the way. He comes over to the table where the 3 of them are sitting at like 2 in the morning or something stupid like that. And he says, I have social anxiety. Can I sit with you guys? And Amber and Destiny go, sure. What the fuck is wrong with the 2 of you? And so he proceeds to sit down with them. I don't know if he knows that Libby's 15 at any point during the evening, but he basically sits down and proceeds to hit on Libby the rest of the evening, up to the point of going to the bathroom with her. And Amber and Destiny are okay with that. And then at one point he asks her to go to his car with him. And she says, oh, that sounds a little R-wordy. And he goes, yeah, I know. Go to the car with me. And both Amber and Destiny are like, eh. And then the 4 of them end up going to the beach and hanging out for the rest of the night at the beach. I don't care if she wasn't 15. That's fucking weird. So, yeah, no, it should be a jump scare. Freaking no. Yeah, the slap game is stupid. Yeah, exactly, Una. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I don't like to talk to normal people in public. Exactly. Who does that shit? I have anxiety. Can I sit with you guys? No. You can go over there at the table by yourself. Oh yeah, and then later on, no, Libby did not. That's the problem. Libby didn't know what was going on. Again, I can't talk to Libby's like home life, but why did he not have friends his own age? I don't know, Ruby. Why didn't he? Term neckbeard comes to mind.
So they're out one day and this guy Nick comes over and befriends the group. I believe
They're friends.
that Nick is 20 years old. They spend time with him hanging out on the beach and then they go and sit in a fast food restaurant into the small hours of the morning. So that's a man. Like, look, a whole man. That is an adult man. So they spend this evening together and Nick is clearly trying to hit on Libby, flirting with her by playing this stupid hand slapping game.
Libby sucks butt.
Come on.
Really bad. Oh my god, your hands
This
are
is
so
how couples
red.
should start arguing. Just play a game.
I wanted to catch a certain part. Okay, so here's Nick. Rachel will point this out, and so does Snowflake later on, but both of them are correct. We're talking about nonverbal communication and possessiveness, especially in males. This is a possessive gesture here. The chair is vacant right now, but Libby will be back later. And see, you can see where his head is turned. He's keeping an eye on where she's at. And he's monitoring her chair where she'll be returning to. This is a possessiveness posturing, right? You can see that he's his legs are spread as well. You can kind of tell by where his hand is and just the overall position of his upper body. He's very much on display here. And this is a way of non-verbally telling everyone in the room that basically this is his woman, right? He has laid claim to this woman. This is his. And so he's monitoring the space where she's going to be sitting. He's keeping a vigil on her location. He's displaying the family jewels as one does. There's like one other guy in the restaurant, right? There's one other dude in the restaurant and 2 lesbians sitting across from him. There's no threat here, right? But you'll see this behavior especially in bars, a lot of times in bars with guys in bars. Yeah, Libby was old enough that random older men being friendly was probably not unusual. Yeah, this is a creepy form of dominance. Whether he knows he's doing it or not, that's kind of the point of like nonverbal communication, is it sometimes is unconscious, but it's a telltale sign of what you're actually thinking. So, yeah, this dude's just a walking fucking red flag. Yeah, set them at ease like, I'm helpless. Yeah, no. Yeah, he's taking up a lot of space. Now, guys in general will tend to sit like this, will tend to sit with the man spreading in general, just because they tend to take up space in general. But no, his body language does not give anxiety at all. All my alarm bells are going off and I would not want to talk to him at all in my current age, and I'm nearly 35. Yeah, I wouldn't talk to him either, and I'm twice his age. You guys, be nice. Yeah, this is Snowflake talking about, here he is in the car. I will give very small lenience here. They are in the back seat of a car. He's a very large dude. There probably wasn't a ton of space. However, still, guitar. You think he's the account holder of the creepy account Amber followed? Is he? Where are we at? 2705. You think so? No, his face isn't red enough. And he's too well groomed. If that's the guy. If that's the same guy. Where 27 something. Anyway. Pretty damn close though. Amber ain't gonna sit in the back seat. No, Amber's not a backseat sitter. She's a what, passenger seat driver. But yeah. But yeah, so no. And Libby's just trying to get through it. The problem is how normalized it is and people not speaking up. Yeah, we give guys a lot of wow, that was a face. We give guys a lot of leeway, and I don't really know why. And I think it's because women are terrified that men are going to kill them. That literally is what it boils down to. The saying is men are afraid women will laugh at them, and women are afraid men will kill them. And it's legit true. The only thing is when they very first meet, I don't know if Nick knows that Libby's 15. It's still fucking creepy. Don't get me wrong, because she's clearly the only single person at the table, because Destiny and Amber were all over each other like octopus. But, like, he had to have learned she was 15 pretty quickly because I'm sure somebody said something eventually. So why didn't he back off after he learned she was 15? Anything else? Oh, people were asking about where the fuck was Libby parents. Amber actually responded to, I'm 25, I'm older than him, what's the difference? He's not a grown man. You're making it sound like he's 30. Libby's sister's boyfriend is 5 years older than her, and her parents don't care. Age is just a number. That's the shit that gets her in trouble right there. Photo. I don't care if she was the cutest girl on the planet. She's 15. Oh, Ruby. Because he didn't care. She was the pretty blonde arm candy. Yeah, I mean, we can say a lot of rude things about Nick. We really could, but... Yeah, exactly. Andrew here. He was forceful and aggressive. She said no to the slapping game continuing, and he said very forcibly, hit me. Amber said that the baby... Yeah, and Amber said, is the baby gonna cry to Libby? Yeah, Amber, like, egged it on. She was constantly egging it on. I think I skipped over it, but at one point, Rachel points out that Amber swings the camera around on the two of them, and she goes, oh, look at the lovies, meaning the two of them. No, Amber, no. Yeah, Libby's sister is 20, not a minor. But that's kind of the point, PJ. When she says I'm 15, though, would you stop? PDF is just a file. Yeah. Oh, that's true. But again, that's why I'm like, the only grace I can give him is at the very beginning before, because I don't know if he knew she was 15 when he came over to sit down at the table initially. I don't know when he found out that she was the age she was. But yikes, photo. Yeah, exactly. Making Libby squirm was probably amusing to her. Amber does enjoy watching people be uncomfortable, and Amber likes to be part of... Amber's a bully. And bullies like watching other people be uncomfortable, and they like being the ones to participate in the making of people being uncomfortable. So that was the Nick story. The Casey thing is gross. The Casey thing is gross not only because of the age difference, but because it was coercion more than anything. And that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't care who you are. And people do the immaturity. Is immaturity an excuse? People are always like, oh, Amber is like a child in her own head. I don't fucking care. She knows she's a grown-ass woman. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care what mental age she thinks she is. She knows she's a grown woman. So, it's a control thing. Yes, chicken. It's very much a control thing. I don't know, Mary, but I mean, maybe. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Adam Bell says Amber doesn't see. Come back, you guys are talking. Amber doesn't see the issue in making her partners do stuff, so she wouldn't see an issue with Nick making Libby keep doing the slap game. That's the other thing. I don't think Amber sees an issue with, especially probably men, making people continue to do things. Again, I don't know a ton about Amber's past or any of that shit. I do know, I mean, like I said, I won't be terribly surprised about anything, but Amber definitely has an authority hierarchy because I've seen her do it herself. And I think that's why she rebels so hard against female authority figures, but not against male authority figures. And I think that's why she likes she'll tend to be forgiving of male reactors over female reactors. So for Nick to push Libby into doing things that Libby doesn't want to do, I could totally see Amber being all right with that because it's probably, again, a normal behavior in her world. You know, men just insist that women do things and women should do the things that the men insist on doing. You know, we're not excusing things. We're just trying to explain things. Would a judge care if Amber thought she was 17 still? No, because she'd have to demonstrate that she was mentally incapable, and that's really hard to do. And even then, 17 is still... Because I was looking at Romeo and Juliet laws as they centered around Casey, and how old was Amber at the time? I forget. Anyway, I think that relationship might have fallen under that law, but not every state has a Romeo and Juliet law, so it would depend on where they were. But sorry, Poto. Yeah, this is a rough topic. I apologize. But we're gonna switch topics. But no, Amber claiming that she feels like she's 13, like she's done a number of times. She knows she's a grown-ass woman, so. Oh, thank you. Chitty chitty bang bang. That's funny. Oh yeah, she loves male attention. For a lesbian, she loves male attention. Yeah, let's talk about choosy real fast. Because I want to switch over to Rosie. So the choosy game. Since we're on Amber, I don't want to mess topics up too much. Right, bright light. You can feel any age. You know what your chronological age is. Look at Pekingese. Maybe, sometimes. Leave me alone. We're writing a paper. Oh. What class? I am just a baby. Pekingese. I knew what you were saying. So the choosy game. I've had 2 people ask me about it. About the choosy game, and specifically about it being in a book called A Child Called It. So I've done everything but read the actual book, because I'm not going to. It's not my kind of book, not my kind of topic. But I've basically done the cliff notes of it. I cannot find any reference to something referred to as the choosy game in that book. I can't find any reference to an activity like the choosy thing Amber's talking about in the book. The only thing I can find about choosing in the book are like these really sadistic choices that the author said his mother would make him make about like whether or not to eat rotten food or not, or to wear old clothes, or I guess there was one like he had to like lay on a stovetop. So there was like some really sick shit in that book, but none of it was the choosy game. So I don't know where people are getting that from. If people want to give me like a very specific example, that would be helpful. But as far as it coming out of out of that book, I can't find any evidence of that. And again, it's not my kind of book, so I'm not going to read it because I'm preserving my own sanity here. But no babies allowed in chat, only toddlers. No. So there's that. The choosy game itself, though, I was watching Kicking Geese today, and she was talking about it. And the thing with the choosy game is we've all played the choosy game at some point in our lives, where we've had multiples of something and we're like trying to narrow it down. But like Justine pointed out, there's like a purpose to it. And I think Salty Crab, because that's the one we were watching, Salty Crab was kind of like, there's a point to it. Like you have multiples of a thing and you want to narrow it down. Like I'm doing Swedish death cleaning, or at least that's what we're calling it. Which is, you're basically just eliminating a lot of stuff, right? You're just trying to pare things down so that you don't have gobs of shit, right? But you don't necessarily want to get rid of everything, right? So like my fabric stash. I don't want to get rid of all of my fabric, but I want to keep some, but I don't need to keep all of it. So maybe I'm only allowing myself to keep like 2 bolts or something like that. So I've got, I don't know, I don't actually have any of this. But let's say I have got 6 bolts of fabric and I'm only going to let myself keep 2. So now I've got to go through the 6 bolts of fabric that I have and decide which of the 2 are my favorites. And those are the 2 that I'm going to keep, regardless of how much I like the other 4, right? So I wouldn't call it the choosy game, but it would effectively be the choosy game. But the end goal would be to get rid of those 4 bolts that are not my 2 favorites. The way Beck was describing it, the way Beck was describing it was that like there was no point. Like after the favorite was found, it was just put back in the pile and we moved on to a different object to do the choosy game with. So it just feels like it was another way to monopolize Beck's time. I'd like to know if they started playing that before or after they moved, or if that was something that they played the entire time they were together. Because if it's something that they did the entire time, it doesn't really change how bizarre it is, but it does show that it was definitely a time control management system with Beck. But if it's something they started doing only after they moved into their own place, it might have started off as being just like I mean, let's face it, Amber's fucking boring. So it may have just started off being a let's play a puzzle game together kind of a thing, and then they just kept doing it. Yeah, like Rex the Dragon says, Amber didn't really care about what the best was. It was just a way to keep the other person occupied and give Amber a level of control. And I think that was demonstrated in the clip that the Salty Crab had, where Amber and Crystal are playing the choosy game with her earrings. And Crystal finally picks the flower earring, and you can even hear it in Amber's voice where she goes, "Oh." You can hear that that's not what she would have picked or something. Though I suspect it doesn't matter what Crystal had picked, Amber would have made the same sound. But there was no like, okay, I'm going to wear this one today, or I'm going to a party tomorrow and this is the one I'm going to wear to the party. You know, it was just like, cool. Oh, I'm going to go put it back now. Or it wasn't even like, all of the ones that Crystal didn't like, I'm going to give to Goodwill or anything like that. There was no point to it. So, Amber needs a hobby that's not torturing people. Well, yeah. But puzzles are too difficult for her. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to have Jade come forward, but at the same time, I understand why she doesn't want to say shit. Yeah, it's just a time. I mean, at the base of it, it's just a time filler, and Amber just has so much crap. Like, we know she hoards stickers. We know she hoards crystals. We know she hoards well, the fucking candles and the scenty melts, and what else do we know she has a butt ton of? Pens, journals. She even plays choosy by herself with those stupid journals, but at least that has like a point to it. Like, eventually, she settles on a journal that she's gonna use, you know. Apparently she has rock charms, earrings. She had a bunch of necklaces at one point. Perfumes. She just hoards shit. So yeah, see that, but that's the thing, Poda. Like, you play the choosy game with your stickers, but then you plan on giving the ones that you don't like away. Yeah, and then Crystal had to put them all away. I wonder how different her footprint would be if she had a car. Yeah, I wonder how it would be if she could drive places. I will say, some of those croc charms are freaking adorable. But I've never bought them. I have thought about it a few times, but I've never bought them myself. Hey, Astronaut Cat's here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know where people are getting the choosy game as being part of A Child Called It, because I could not find a reference to it. I think people are just, for whatever reason, doing that because Amber's mentioned that A Child Called It is one of her favorite games or favorite books. And I mean, at the level that she was playing choosy with Beck, it's a very controlling thing. It also kind of shows you how incredibly hard Beck was disassociating at the time, that they would just sit there and play the fucking game just to shut Amber up. Same thing with like the lint picking game. The whole, like, Beck said that there would be like a 45-minute timer, and Beck had to sit there and pretend that they were picking the lint off of Amber's back, even though there wasn't any lint there to pick. And if Beck's arms got tired, which I imagine you probably would, I mean, 45 minutes of that, and then Amber would like, and then she'd pause the timer and let Beck rest, and then make Beck come back and finish the 45 minutes out. Like, that's a little controlling. But all of these are just ways that I can see of her just basically being in control of Beck's time, though, because, like, you know where Beck is. You know what Beck's doing. And Salty Crab put forward the idea that this may have started off, that Amber may have, like, slowly introduced it as kind of like a group activity, because she mentioned the movie thing where there's a clip where Beck says she'll pick 10 of her movies and I'll pick from those, and then I pick 10 of my movies and she'll pick from those, and we'll watch those two movies and then we'll do it again, implying that after they've watched those two movies, they'll go pick two more movies to watch. But in that instance, Beck is an equal participant, right? Not only is Beck putting forward 10 options, but Amber is picking from Beck's options as well. And then over time, it just slowly becomes Amber's the only one providing options, and Beck has to pick, like, has no other option than to pick, kind of a thing. Sorry. Where's Brittany when you need her? She's a therapist. Oh yeah, the letters on the back thing. Yeah, I was terrible at that. it's not even that it's like, it's the control aspect of both of those that are kind of fascinating, but even fascinating in like a stepping outside of this kind of a thing, not like a, ooh. It's just like understanding how far down the rabbit hole Beck had to be in order to be like, yeah, sure, what the fuck ever. 45 minutes of poking at your back, sure, let's go. You know, kind of a thing. And just kind of give up on it. Because the way Beck was making it sound, this was a normal activity for them. Imagine what their evenings were like. 45 minutes of lip picking and then like days of choosy. Could you guys just put like a fucking puzzle together like a couple of old people? Like go play spades or something. Pick up dominoes. Like learn to play Go. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't think Crystal was as damaged as people want her to sound like she is. I think Crystal seemed pretty functional to me in all of the videos that I've seen of her. So I don't know why people think Crystal's so far down the spectrum. I've seen a lot of people talk about that, and as someone who lives with someone on the spectrum, Crystal doesn't seem bad to me at all. She has a little OCD, the hand washing thing, and she seems perfectly functional outside of that. She's shy, but I never saw anything in Amber's videos that suggested that she wasn't capable of functioning on her own. Yeah, Tammy, listening to Beck kind of makes it sound like that was just kind of a... Well, and then on top of it, Beck was isolated. It's another way to keep Beck isolated. You can't go anywhere, Beck. We haven't finished our game of choosy yet. Days, Beck said. It would take days to do what? To start over again? Like, what the fuck? Oh, I had a friend who was into the zit popping thing. Ugh, so gross. Her and her boyfriend would do that. Ugh. Yeah, Crystal had OCD, but she wasn't, like, incapable of doing shit. Yeah, Beck unfortunately had a... Beck seems to be very happier now. We put it that way. They sound happier. Like, you can hear it in their voice. You're right. Are you going to be a horrible girlfriend and abandon me and all of my croc charms? I don't know if Crystal's parents did that. I don't know a lot of Crystal's background, and I don't know if there was a lot of evidence to suggest that. I don't know a lot about Crystal, honestly. I'm just going off of what I've seen in the videos. Throw the stickers up. See, that's the difference though, K-Buns. Like, we can all sit here and be like, oh, if that had been me, rawr. But the problem is like, that's why I always keep saying, like, in person, Amber is probably a hell of a lot better at this manipulation shit than she is on the internet, because we can sit here and we can see around it. But when it's right there in your face, you can't see around it. And it starts off small, right? It starts off with a little push. Like, she starts off with little shit. Mom, can you cook my chicken just a little more dry? Just a little for me. I like my chicken really dry. You know, and then the next thing you know, Mom's offering to drive me 12 hours to Wisconsin. Sure, she did. Sure. You know, it's that kind of shit. I think some of them might make noise when you walk. I don't know. Isolation does make manipulation easier. Because remember, Beck would say that her family would always, like, try to get her to stay or try to convince her to leave or that kind of thing. Steal it. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Amber is a husk. She doesn't know what normal behavior in a relationship is like because she has no actual self. Yeah, I agree with that. There's nothing cool about Crocs. I know some people that love Crocs. I don't get it. Do we want to watch the latest apology video to Beck? Beck was on a. They were trying to get their meds sorted out, Mary. So there was a bunch of. That was the other problem. There was a lot going on with Beck during that time too. Well, and then there's that. You just call it being crazy whipped. It's just easier to just agree. Yeah, well. I do want to do this little bit of bonus content because I do briefly want to talk about Rosie real fast.
Again to the post show. So let me just make sure I'm still recording audio. Yeah, I am. So when I got to this bit of the script where I say there are 2 issues with Amber's explanation, and they are number 1, and I say number 1, even though I'm talking about like one of the most serious topics ever. Sorry, my tummy just rumbled if you heard that. I'm so hungry. I still said number 1, and then I just heard Hamilton in my head. I can't make it go away. I literally said number 1, and then I just heard, number 1, I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one, because I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious, and Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less. Also, just to add as well, something funny happened. So I was scrolling on my channel, having a little look at my subscribers and stuff and whatever. By the way, I've hit 25,000 subscribers, which is fucking amazing. You guys are the best.
Congrats.
I saw that Quirky Love Rosie started following me. Now, if you don't know who Quirky Love Rosie is, I think her name is Quirky Love Rosie anyway. She started following me. She's the girl who's saying that she doesn't want anything to do with Girl World. She is on the record saying, I want nothing to do with Girl World, and I'm offended that anybody compares me to Amberlynn Reid. But she followed my channel, and what am I if not an Amberlynn commentary channel, or at the very least a generalized commentary channel who specializes in Amberlynn Reid, because she is my special interest. I'm trying to think what else I was going to say while I've got you guys.
Go watch the rest of the video. I just thought that was interesting that Rosie's making the rounds again of the reaction and the commentary channels in Girl World again. I don't know what to make of that exactly, but yeah, I can't stress this one enough. I distinctly remember Alex's shook covering Rosie by saying that Rosie said she wanted to be the new queen of Girl World when Rosie first made her big debut into the Girl World scene, like a year or so ago at this point. So, like, it's just so sus. It's just very sus to me. So to find out that Rosie is reaching out to small but larger channels like this, like Rachel's channel, is just kind of interesting to me. So I hope Rachel keeps us up to date on how that develops out, because it'll be fascinating to me if Rosie reaches out to Rachel and does her thing that she's done to some of the other channels, including mine, and being like, oh, if you want to talk about feederism, I'd be more than happy to be your link to the feederism world. So that'll be interesting to see. So, HBIC, I haven't seen that in a minute. But yeah, so congratulations on your 27K subscribers, Rachel. And yeah, this is a good video. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat one more time. Do you guys let's see, engage with you guys. Let's do what? This is work? Oh, never mind. That's probably not what I'm looking for. Probably one of those ask me anything. That's not the one I want. I didn't mind Rosie being in my chat, honestly, when I felt like she was actually trying, but I don't feel like that's what's happening anymore. Hey, thanks. And thanks for being a member for 6 months. You spell that right. Damn, go me. Yes or no? Purple. There you go. I'm gonna go to the little girl's room. So yeah, I like Rachel's new content style. I really, really, really like it a lot. She did used to be in here, yeah. She used to follow my channel. But anyway, I'll be back in about, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. I had a chocolate coffee. Coffee chocolate. What have you been doing? Right. And I'm very sorry, Rachel, that I freeze framed you on that face, but here we are. It was better than I thought it would be. I'm just not going to scroll up in the chat. Let me put it that way. Repairing the gate. All right, well, it's got a 78 on this, so I'm just going to assume that's a yes. Totally not flirting with the black... flirting with the black box, all right. Does the black box have a name, or is it just Yule Black Box? She looks so sad, guys. Look how sad she is, though. She's sad. Can't even be that sad. She's sad, but she's still smiling. That's the best part of this whole thing. Think. Got the Mona Lisa smile. Chat went full feral. Did it? Did it? Black boxes are protected. We have the box. Is the one with the bikini versus bra thing. Where is that one? I don't want to talk about that. It's a very huge concept. We're gonna watch this, but I'm gonna speed it up. Mona Pisa, Mona Pisa.
Hello.
Oh, I can't hit that note
welcome
anymore.
to a new video.
To be able to hit that note. So sorry. Too deep. Makes me sad. I gotta go stretch my voice. Yes, probably. I've been listening to her at 1.5 speed, and I haven't really noticed too much of a difference. Only a strange presence. All right, so this is from February 7th, 2025 at 3 a.m. It's very important that we know that this is occurring at 3 a.m. We've never gotten a timestamp before, but here we are. Is she too loud? Today is, of course, the 17th. So, all right, this is, I love this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to join my membership so you can have full access to my weekly 2-hour live stream. Narc apologies. I've already watched this once. It's something. It's humorous. It's the thing. It's a thing. I need to watch Snowflake's reaction to it just because I'm pretty sure it's going to be hilarious. But anyway, all right. Look how happy she is, guys. Why is this one eyebrow so much more arched than the other one? Like, I mean, I know it's probably natural, but I would just like zip it down just a little bit. Just like shave it just a tiny bit off. Just right off. Anyway. She wants to make it seem like she's up at 3 a.m. because she's distressed. Yeah, Sure. I'm a man. Oh, I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad because this is not outside of what I would expect. I'm impressed she even did it. Eyebrow blindness. I mean, I guess I should be happy she has eyebrows. I can't shame too much. Like, this is it. These are eyebrows. This is what you get. Oh, it is big. I'm sorry you feel that way, energy. Yeah, no. It's very much. It's very, very much that. Never apologize. Hate it.
It's actually February 7th at 3 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I should be asleep, but here I am awake filming a video.
Oh, look how happy you are about it.
I was actually getting ready to get comfy and try to sleep. My sleeping hasn't been the greatest. I've just been having a lot of anxiety. And when I have a lot of anxiety,
Anxiety? You have anxiety?
I go to sleep really late and I genuinely hate it. Something I've suffered with majority of my life. But anyways, I could have totally slept and waited till tomorrow to film this, but I think it's just so heavy that like I have to.
Is it heavy on your chest?
Do it now so I can just be completely done with it. I watched Beck's new video that they posted tonight or today.
I don't think I have, actually. I don't think I've watched the newest one. Is there one since the Choosy game video? Because I feel like there is and I haven't watched it.
Or whatever, but it was a new one. So that video genuinely shocked me and it made me feel stupid and dumb. And it made me realize that like the way that I viewed our relationship was completely wrong.
No. I was making breakfast when she said this. I watched this first thing in the morning. I was like, yeah, think?
And I was oblivious to a lot of things, even to the extent of the way that I treated them.
I want to point a couple things out. First off, these little insertions here, like the little fart cloud for her thoughts. She couldn't even listen to the playback of her own apology without inserting more of herself into her own apology. And secondly, every time she refers to Beck as them, you can hear that it's an effort. I will give her points for doing it because I don't think she slips at any point, and I still slip. But like you can hear the emphasis on them, and I find it humorous. I don't know if she's intentionally doing it or if it's just slipping out, but it's kind of funny to me to hear. This isn't about the video with Choosy, it's about the one before. Watch the one. I haven't watched all of Beck's videos, I'm not gonna lie. You have a refund from Amazon but haven't returned anything. Ooh, you better check that. That's a scam thing. Be checking that one out. You added these after more of Beck's videos came out. Ah, that makes these make a little more sense. Ember in my cup. Emberman!
So I want to be accountable in that. But this is just the example that I saw in their newest video where it made me look back and be like, yeah, like we both actually viewed this relationship completely different.
What did you think was happening? Okay. Oh, it may be that they've dropped a price between your purchase and shipping. Interesting. I didn't know that would happen. She's trying so hard to be seen as a good human in this video. Yeah, she really is. It's the one she reacts to the compilation. I want to know if Snowflake read my question about the moon to Beck, and I want to know if Beck answered it. That's really all I care about in the newest Q&A video.
So in their new video, they were reacting to a compilation video of me being rude to them for 10 minutes straight. And in the reaction, Beck stated multiple times that it's obvious that they didn't want to be on camera. And they said, oh, look at me zoning out while she's talking. And it's like both of those things like genuinely hurt. And it made me realize like I didn't even notice these things.
I love this. I fucking love this part. I didn't even notice these things. And then goes on to describe how she did actually notice them.
It's like how when I was in a relationship with them, I didn't notice how mean or rude I could come off until looking back.
How I could come off? How mean or rude I could come off? You were called on that shit during the time. In the moment, people would tell you you were being rude and mean, and you were like, no, I'm not.
And I just feel super remorseful.
I viewed our whole relationship a certain way that it wasn't. I genuinely thought that they wanted to be on camera and that they were okay with being on camera. And I was so...
Did you ever ask? Like, there's a reason why you don't see Tiny Blue Daddy. I've asked. He doesn't want to be on camera.
Accustomed to them zoning out or seeming like they didn't want to be on camera, that like that was normal for me. But
I got accustomed to them zoning out or appearing like they didn't want to be on camera. So I totally noticed that they were doing that.
Didn't know that the zoning out and the look on their face, etc., was like an indication that they weren't listening to me or that they didn't want to be on camera. Like that is like...
It didn't dawn on me that when people zone out when I'm talking, that means they're not paying attention. Okay. What does that indicate to you? So when people zone out when you're talking, what does that mean? When they indicate that they don't want to be on camera, what does that mean? Alright. Yeah, she's so empathic, yeah, right? Tiny blue manservant. Yeah, exactly, Dainty Bush. Sorry, officer. They were indicating that they didn't want to do it, but I just took that as an indication that they did. It's kind of like the other night where she, I forget what the poll was for. It doesn't really matter, but she was like, yeah, I ran a poll and like, most people said that they didn't want me to do whatever it was, but I took that to mean that a lot of people did want me to do it, so I did it anyway. What was the point of the poll? She reads body language so well.
news to me. So knowing that like I viewed our relationship one way and it wasn't, like I genuinely look stupid, but I guess like maybe I low-key deserve it.
Realizing that
serious question. Do you think Amber actually cannot read social cues? Column A, column B. I think there are situations where she can't read the social cues, but I think some of that has to do with because it's not aligning with what she wants in the moment, she doesn't care. So yes and no. Also, I think sometimes she does actually read the social cues properly, but again, doesn't care. So I don't think it matters even if she could, because in the end, unless it's something she wants or will benefit her in the moment, I don't think it will have any impact on her. Like the time that Beck was, they just had dental surgery, I think it was. They just had like a tooth pulled or something, and they were zombified and mentioned that they were in pain and they hadn't eaten. And Amber just goes, "Oh, you should go make yourself something to eat then. Bitch, get your ass in the kitchen and warm up a can of soup. Like, come on." But it didn't work for Amber because Amber was busy vlogging and she would have had to have stopped to go actually take care of Beck. So she could tell that Beck didn't feel good and she could tell that Beck was zoned out, but she didn't give a shit. So.
that we both viewed this relationship so differently actually makes it easier for me to be accountable and to apologize.
Because we both viewed this relationship differently makes it easier for me to be accountable and to apologize. Why?
Because if that's the way that they truly viewed it, like, I deeply apologize for that. And there's nothing I can do to change their opinions and their thoughts and their experience because that's what they lived.
Beck's allowed to have their own opinion of what happened. Well, thank you, Amber. I'm glad you gave them permission. Oh, God, I love it so much. If that's truly how they feel that the relationship was like, well, then I can apologize that they feel that way. Oh, okay. Oh. You know, you tried. I think. I think. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Yeah, I'm sorry you felt bad about what I did. Ooh, fancy heading into the apology with invalidation. Exactly. I'm going to invalidate the apology before I even make it. BPD will never be Amber's blank check for this shit. Yeah, narcs know. They just don't care. Amber, I mean, you've been annoying in chat for 9 months. You're not annoying, Allie. No one in my chat is annoying. I'm very fortunate in that aspect. She's like, pew, I'm not a bad person. I mean, X is just delusional.
I wasn't the greatest girlfriend. I wasn't the most perfect girlfriend, but I will say I'm not all good. I'm not all bad. And I wasn't that way then either. Like our
Hey. No stealing Beck's channel's name. No stealing Beck's channel's name. Nah.
Our relationship was definitely complex. And even though it might not be visible to the public or even to Beck in this moment, I have taken accountability for the things that I've done. And in
when? Where? How? I'm gonna need, I need receipts. I need backup on that one. Not the most perfect. Well, nor is your English. Yay! And you've been a grad student for 17 months. Damn, Rocky, thank you. Also, Allie. Sorry, I just realized how bad that came up. I'm so sorry. Oh, and then there's Allie, yeah. So sorry. I want to get you guys like team shirts. I need to have a member. I think I'm going to do a members live tomorrow night. I don't know. It's going to depend on A, this one, and B, Nerfy. But I want to try to do a members live tomorrow. And I want to talk to you guys about doing like team jerseys or something. No accountability taken for 500, Alex? Yeah, exactly. But Zanzibar. No. No. Oh, is that what I need? I need a spray bottle. Then my computer will just get wet. That won't work. Someday you'll graduate with a PhD. And you gotta equate like 6 to 8 years. Right? Aren't you working on your PhD, or you're actually working on an actual degree? I think it would be fun. Team bird jerseys. Birds. I just don't know how to do it. Anyway, back to actually related things. Jerseys.
In the video, they even stated, like, I don't want you to reach out to me, and that's very much why I haven't, because I wanted to respect those boundaries. But they said, I don't want an apology from you. I genuinely...
Are you confusing Beck with me? Because I'm the one that said, I want to be dead to you. You are dead to me. Don't reach out to me. That was me. I don't remember Beck saying that. I think Beck said something to the effect of an apology given behind a paywall is not an apology, which I must agree with.
I really feel like Beck deserves an apology for the wrongdoings that I did do. But if they don't want to accept it or hear it, then I have to be okay with that. I'm not going to apologize to the internet. The apology wasn't for you guys. It was for them. I feel like...
I mean, you can apologize to the internet all you want. I mean, it's not going to do any good, so...
Like in this situation, like this type of accountability should be handled in private, just like the apology should have, and the sort of discussion that is like happening between back and forth with us.
No. Your apology to the internet would not work one way or the other, because they never do. I mean, again, half of the people are going to accept your apology and the other half are going to think you're the devil for the rest of your life, because that's how this shit works. But no, you're trying to do all this shit in the back end, in the back rooms where it's hush, hush, quiet, quiet, so that you can then go, oh, but I said yada, yada, yada. And there's no proof one way or the other. Kind of like what you try to pull with your members, your member lives, because you try to say that Salty and I are twisting your words when we repeat verbatim what the shit you say during your lives, to the point where Salty's now just reading your transcripts, which is what I should just do, because you want to sit here and pretend like we're not being honest. And no one can prove us otherwise unless they become a member and go watch your lives. You want to pull that shit with the apology. So no, you need to be upfront and public about it, because you are that untrustworthy. Look at this face of suffering. I'm suffering, you guys.
These things should be happening in private. It's like when personal...
No, you didn't mistreat Beck in private. Your apology should be public. Like, whether Beck decides to accept your apology is neither here nor there.
Matters like this are brought onto like a public platform. I feel like backed up in a corner, like I have to defend myself or I have to say something. But it's like...
Huh. Weird how that works. Like when you were talking bad about Beck, that was private, right? She's desperate to find an open door to Beck so she can berate her back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Dainty Bush. You wronged her in public. You need to apologize in public. Old chat t-shirts. I'm working on that. She profited off of her mistreatment of Beck. Beck is allowed to share her side and monetize it. Yeah, exactly. I honest to God have no problem with people monetizing shit. I have a problem with her cramming like 14 million commercials. Though, I have seen people complain about the commercials in my videos, and I've gone in and checked. I don't know what the fuck YouTube's doing, because I just let them put videos in. I don't go in and hand do that. YouTube's having like a stroke over here. I don't know what the hell's going on. They have like commercial breaks stacked on top of commercial breaks. It's weird. So I've been trying to keep an eye on that, but you're still monetizing the mistreatment. Yeah, exactly. Like this video's monetized. You're monetizing your apology. So the tough guy vest and front hair display is not a good look for an apology. Yeah. Hey, as long as we're trying, that's all that's important.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and go through every single thing that they said, like every single claim, every single this or that, because that is...
I would love for you to do so, though. I I like that kind of crap. It will take forever. And it is pointless. It truly is pointless. But I want you to sit here and go through every single one because I want to hear your justification for every single thing. Specifically, what the fuck is the choosy game over? Like, what is this?
It's just going to fuel negativity. I truly don't feel like the back and forth is productive for either of us. But if they truly feel like sharing their story is what is going to help them in the long run, then go.
I love this so much. If they feel like sharing their story is what's going to help them in the long run, then go for it. I'm so glad you gave them permission. I know that they've been sitting here waiting for you to give them permission. Has sharing your story helped you in the long run? Because currently up to this point, you've been the one in control of the story. So, like, has it been helping you? Because I feel like it has. I feel like you're upset because you're losing control here.
For it, but I have to genuinely step away. Like I said, I wasn't going to speak about them, and that was standing. But like hearing all of these things being said, it's been hard for me because it's like I have shown growth in my personal life, and
I need that guy with the red flag that runs around the big giant red flag, and he just like runs across the screen going red flag, and he like shouts like weird things while he's doing like these big leaps with the red flag. I need that guy.
it's hard to like show growth publicly when these are things that like was happening behind the scenes. So publicly, I might look the same to you guys, but
I've grown. I've changed so much, you guys. You can't see it, but I've changed so much.
I have changed a lot. I am always open for growth and for changing to be a better person every single day. And I want to reflect on the past more because
more? What else are you doing?
that actually genuinely helps me see ways that I need to improve.
Hey, Dainty Bush, welcome to the interns. Mwahahaha. Don't let her piss you off, Emery. You're giving her power by doing that. Gaining weight doesn't count as a persona, as personal growth. It does, though. Yeah, I haven't had normal YouTube in so long. I have no idea what the ads look like. They're more aggressive and the longer, unskippable ads. It helps me that you're laughing because otherwise I'd be yelling. Yeah, don't let her get your blood pressure up too much. Let her get my blood pressure up. Let Nerfy and I get mad. That's fine. Taking accountability. I've shown growth. I'm a better person. Yeah, I like the little icon there. But yeah, I just
In ways that I already have improved.
And I just want to say that anytime that I had Beck on my channel, it was never out of malice.
So the time that you baby boy. So the time that you had Beck on your channel, you told her that, or told Beck that you hope that they were feeling like shit because they should. That wasn't out of malice. All right, junk. Hey, hi. I thought my door was open. What are you looking at me for? Hello. I'm earning my kibble. YouTube music, so see, that's why I bought the YouTube whatever, the Prime or whatever it's called, is because I wanted the music app. It comes a premium. There we go, it's right there. Because there's no ads and you get YouTube music along with the package. So plus I've got like the family package at this point because I've got Tiny Blue Daddy on it. Keep her into the mic. This is not comfortable. If you just get like the base single account, it's not very much. I think it's like $11 a month. Don't quote me on that. The family plan, I think I get hit with either 22 or 24. Get a friend to go in halvesies with you, and it's not that bad. And you get other little benefits besides no ads, but it's There you go. Faithful says it's 1999. I mean, I don't want to be doing YouTube's work for them, but I've had it for so long at this point. I have no idea what the commercials are like. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah, let's get into this. Sorry.
Never meant to disrespect them. And I really, 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 really did love them. This might be a little tea because no one knows, but
that's not what tea is.
When Beck and I were just friends while I was with Feline, and Feline did know this, don't worry.
Why do you keep calling them Feline? We know, anyway.
One night I got really, really drunk and I told Beck, like,
oh, we know you got drunk.
I really was in love with you and I still love you. Like, you're a great person. And I hyped them up because genuinely I owe so much to them. And
funny how you've never mentioned this before, ever. To the point where not only have you never mentioned it before, but you literally blamed Beck for not getting diagnosed with your cancer sooner. Like, not only did you not say thank you for wiping my ass, you literally blamed them for not getting your cancer diagnosis sooner. But yet you're terribly grateful for them because they were there for you during your toughest times of your life.
I have so much gratitude to them. They were there for me during some of the hardest moments of my life, i.e. when I was diagnosed with cancer. But I have never...
I.e.? Who says I.e. out loud? She's reading something she's written.
Tried to show them in a certain way. Nothing was ever out of malice from the bottom of my heart, and I just really needed to make that clear.
Honestly, all I can really do is just continue working on myself. My focus moving forward is to just ignore it all. Like,
going. Oh, enough space. Stretching out my life. Didn't pay them for being on the live stream, though. Yeah, right? Nobody says IE out loud. No, not really. Going to kick, and then you're going to... Ignoring it always helps. Yeah, tell that to your cancer. Yeah, the breakup would have been more amicable if that were true. It's not an appropriate use. IE just means for example, but Gray's law, incompetent stupidity has the same effect as malice. Yes. Right, I love you. You're going to fly up there. What's EG? Am I supposed to be using EG? I always use IE. I can never be wrong. It is the children who are wrong. Where are you going? Oh, I don't want you up here. Ooh. Last time you were up here, you messed up my setup. Ah. No, you don't. No. No, 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 no. I have cheese and sausage over there, and he wants to eat my cheese and sausage. No, you can't have it. Sorry, that's people food. Don't get processed cheese and sausage. That's for people. E.g., if to example, I, that is, I learned a thing. Yeah, I always use IE. The oatmeal. That's that comic, isn't it? I read the oatmeal. Exempli grata. Good old oatmeal. All right. Back to gaping maw over here.
I wanted to take what Beck is doing and put it in like a positive way and put a positive spin to it and like be like, yeah, I am accountable. But at the same time, obviously, like I do find frustrations in the ways that I feel like they are exaggerating or they have lied. I do firmly believe that two things can happen at once. I can be accountable, but I can also be frustrated. But
I mean, yes. One of those is a feeling. The other thing is an action. You can be frustrated and still be held accountable. Your frustration does not negate your accountability. I love how she keeps trying to imply that Beck is lying or Beck is exaggerating, and yet continuously says, but I'm not going to correct the record. That just tells me that you can't. Not that you won't, but that you can't. Right? She's sitting here trying to pretend like she's being the bigger person by literally not spilling tea, I guess. Figuratively not spilling tea. But yet, I think it's because she can't spill tea. Right? Now, here's the really interesting part, though. Beck could lie. Beck could come out here and lie. And I think Beck's even said this in one of their response videos. Because I think somebody just straight up asked them one time, like, why should we believe you? And Beck's like, well, I mean, you know, I could be lying. I'm not a perfect person. So I think that's interesting that Beck could be lying to us. And like Rachel was pointing out earlier, because it's something negative about Amber, we are programmed, we're more apt to believe it than we are to question it, especially coming from somebody like Beck, right? So it is possible, but Amber is not providing or even attempting to provide any kind of evidence to prove otherwise. She's not even providing like here's my side of the story. Like there's no physical evidence to any of this. This is all hearsay, right? This is why I don't like him in my face. Right? So everybody could be lying. She could be lying, Beck could be lying, everyone could be lying. There could be no truth at all. Pardon me. But we're all kind of on Beck's side because, well, A, we saw your behavior towards Beck during the relationship and after the relationship. And B, we as a group, we're just kind of programmed to believe anything negative about Amber. Well, yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's cluster B, but who has the track record of lying? Exactly. That's kind of the thing. Beck has lied, but that's the other thing. Beck's kind of come forward about the times that Beck was encouraged to lie or did lie and kind of explained why they did that. I'm sure they haven't come forward about every time they lied during the relationship with Amber, and nor do they probably need to. But just being honest a few times. I mean, again, going back to the 48 laws of power, by being selectively honest, it builds Beck's reputation of honesty, along with other things. But being selectively honest and pointing out times where Beck was dishonest in the past, it helps build Beck's reputation of being honest with us now. Because now it seems like Beck doesn't really have anything to gain, honestly, where Beck really does. Beck's building a reputation, and I mean, if Beck decides to try to build a channel, which it looks like they might be trying to, but not necessarily like an ALR channel. So, you know, there is a reason for Beck to want to be seen as a trustworthy individual, but it could also be that Beck's just a trustworthy individual. But this is where the 48 laws of power do come in. So, hey, Diary's here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, again, I'm just pointing out, like, where, I mean, I can apply the laws to Beck as well as, I mean, you can apply the laws to me if you want. You do hope Beck would respond. I don't know. At the one hand, I kind of, I'm glad Beck has come forward. I'm glad that Beck has found their power and is stepping up and is sharing. And I hope this is helping. But at the same time, I kind of hope Beck's just kind of done with it. It's not really going to get them too much in the long run. I think Omegon pointed it out. Amber's kind of, what's that called? Diminishing returns at this point. It's a lot of effort to do videos and make videos and just content about Amber in general, but the return on it isn't really that great compared to the other girls. So for Beck to kind of come in at this point, they would benefit for a while, but in the long run, I don't think this would be a good strategy for them. I don't think we didn't get to Anna yet. We've been talking about Amber, actually. We haven't gotten past Amber. We did briefly talk about Rosie. Night, K-Buns. Walk safely. Because in Amber's head, Amber is a good person. That's the other side of this. You have to understand that in Amber's head, everything she says about herself is true. Because Amber cannot be the bad guy. Like using an old teabag. Yeah, basically.
I'm not accountable and frustrated about the same things. Like everyone likes to say, there are 3 sides to every story. Their side, my side, the truth. And like a really good example of like...
We can never know the truth. You just can't. You can never know the truth.
People viewing things differently, like kind of what's going on with like Blake and Justin. Blake feels like one thing happened, well, Justin's like, no, that's not what happened. So you know what? I can't even sit here and firmly be like, okay, Beck is lying.
Blake Lively?
Because if they viewed it that way, then I have to accept that for what it is. Because what's true to someone and the way that they view something might not be true to everyone else in the room.
I want to play devil's advocate here for a second.
With yourself?
If I'm remembering something wrong that Beck genuinely remembers as like a full truth, then that's fair as well, because I have really bad memory problems.
Bitch, please.
Due to moments of high stress, trauma, BPD, when I...
No, you don't. You can't remember shit from your childhood for that reason. I'll give you that. But no, bitch, no. Stop.
have anxiety. Sometimes I'll literally like black out because I'm so anxious.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Is Sybil in there? Can I speak with Sybil?
And I just want to say, whether my apology was behind a paywall, whether it was in a Snapchat, whether it's in a YouTube video, or whether I say it to Beck directly, it is 100% sincere. And I have apologized to them personally, but that was years ago after our breakup.
Did you? Because I don't feel like you did. I feel like if you did, it didn't come off as an apology, because I'm pretty sure Beck doesn't feel apologized to. Because I feel like if they did, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Beck and I was friends for about a year after we broke up. And obviously that didn't work out, which I
BJ, I don't remember ordering DoorDash earlier.
understand, but I did apologize to them. I don't think that I took as much accountability as I do take now.
I'm still waiting for the accountability. Amber reminds me of every accused murderer who is more outraged the public believes that they are capable of murdering than they are about the murder of their loved one. Yeah, exactly. Dare you think I'm a murderer? Yeah, but your partner of like 20 years is dead. Yeah. But how dare you think I could do it? Yeah. The word is disassociated. No, she doesn't. I think she could disassociate, but here's the thing. You don't know that. You don't know when you're doing it. That's the whole point. And no, I don't think she did. She knows devil advocate as firmly as she knows hectic. We was friends. I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah, this is what this whole thing is. I apologized in the past. I don't remember that. See, this is why you have to do it publicly. Because none of the rest of us remember this. And you, with your bad memory, want to tell me that you did a thing that no one else but you remembers. I'm just saying.
Because like I said, every day I like to reflect and just grow into a better person. So I'm not going to sit here and list off every single claim that they said. And
I really wish you would. I really wish you would. Really, really wish you would.
Write down like, okay, guys, these are the things that are true and these are the things that aren't. These are the things that I'm accountable for.
I want to know, mainly because you claim that there are categories. I want to see which categories you are actually willing to own. Or I want to see in how many ways you will find to twist every single one of these things around so that you are not culpable for any of it. That's why I want to see you list all these things out. I just want to watch you do the dance because I think it would be absolutely fascinating. I could learn a lot from this. That's never going to happen, Justine. The devil always advocates for themselves. Yeah, exactly. I saw the relationship differently. Now. Everybody perceives reality differently.
Like, there's no productivity in that, because whether the internet knows what I'm accountable for versus what I'm not accountable for, that doesn't bother me. The only person that I'm worried about and them actually hearing me is Beck. And if they don't want to, that's their prerogative. I'm okay with that. I want them.
That's my prerogative.
Them to do whatever helps them. I'm not apologizing for myself. I'm apologizing to the person that I was in a relationship with for almost 5 years. And
I'm not apologizing for myself. I'm apologizing to the person I was in a relationship with for 5 years. I don't think I... Go back.
and these are the things that aren't, these are the things that I'm accountable for. Like, there's no productivity in that, because whether the internet knows what I'm accountable for versus what I'm not accountable for, that doesn't bother me. The only person that I'm worried about and them actually hearing me is Beck. And if they don't want to, that's their prerogative. I'm okay with that. I want them to do whatever helps them. I'm not apologizing for myself. I'm apologizing to the person that I was in a relationship with for almost 5 years. And I hurt them, and I'm sorry for that.
I'm sorry for that. I hurt them, and I'm sorry for that. It's like Anna was having, in Anna's podcast, Anna had a moment where she was talking about how she had become part of the fat acceptance movement, and that she had inadvertently in her mind encouraged all of these young women to accept fat acceptance, and the thought that she had somehow wounded and or hurt these young women and their health really sat heavily with her, and she felt bad, and it was something she was going to have to live with, and she this and her that, and it was like, this is not an apology. You're not apologizing. If I said the word accountable enough times, it means it's true, because that's productive. Yep. Word salad. Yeah, it's word salad. Discountable perfumes and earrings. Ugh. Do the fake tears, yeah.
really want to continue taking that experience and that relationship and learning from it. Beck can say absolutely anything from this point forward, and I am not going to respond. I genuinely wish them nothing but the best. And the apology that I need to give to you guys, if I hurt any of you during this whole thing because you guys care for Beck, then I'm also...
I thought you weren't apologizing to the internet. What is this? What is this? You're being more honest in this apology to the internet than you were to your apology to Beck.
So sorry for that. I'm a very flawed individual. That is not an excuse, but I'm a flawed individual that can learn from this.
If it's not an excuse, why are you using it like an excuse? Because this is an excuse.
Experience. And thankfully I have. Whether people see it or believe it, I know it, because I am my own person, and I know how I've been in past relationships. And as I've gotten older, and
we know too, unfortunately. Oh God, it's like we don't have eyes. Okay, anyway.
And more mature, and I've learned more.
Where is maturity? Maturity in the room with us? Knock 3 times.
About my BPD and just who I am as a person. I have become a better person, and
Has Nerfy reacted to this yet? Because I want to get to this point and just listen to Nerfy lose their shit. Hang on, I gotta back that up because I talked too much.
my own person, and I know how I've been in past relationships. And as I've gotten older and more mature, and I've learned more about my BPD and just who I am as a person, I have become a better person, and I have become a better girlfriend. I've become a better friend. I've become a better pet parent. I've become a better daughter. I've become
You let your senior cat out in the middle of the fucking Wisconsin winter to explore too hard, and then moved home without verifying if that cat had been found. And your fucking animals still aren't chipped, to my knowledge. Where are you a better pet parent? Building a fucking Lego that looks like one of your animals is not a good pet parent. So you can go sit on a stick with that one. Being a better girlfriend? I guess. I don't know. I still wouldn't date you, and I still don't understand why anybody does date you.
I'm a better sister, but I'm still flawed. I'm super complex and nuanced, just like we all are. And
You have layers. You have layers like an onion. Are you like an ogre? You have layers.
this just has to be the last time that I speak about this to protect my peace. And I hope that Beck does things that also protects theirs. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye. We're so emotionally mature by 6 more months, damn it. She said so. Don't make her fake cry. I want all of the fake tears. Give me the fake tears. Any chance she's trolling? I don't know. I mean, look at that face. That's the face. That's the face of maturity, you guys. That is the face of someone who has matured to maturity. She's like a fine wine. She's almost ready to be uncorked. Justine's on a mission here. Emotional damage. Oh, I'm not saying that Beck shouldn't. If Beck wants to use the ALR stuff to build their channel, I mean, go for it. I just don't think if like that's going to be like their central focus. I don't think it's going to work out too well. Because, like I said, diminishing returns. They probably could get a good year or two out of it, though. Guys, she's not going to pay back. Amber really took 10 minutes to say nothing. Yes. She threw out her slap bracelet. Yeah, Amber puts the ass in disassociate. The last part was like, what? Did you hear yourself? I know, there was a very word salad-y moment there for emotion. For a moment. So Amber is only apologizing to Beck, but is also apologizing. Right? Okay, Amber did get older. Yes, that's true. I need to watch Snowflake's reaction to this just because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be funny. Amber is so emotionally more mature. Oh yeah, I just read that one. Never mind. That her parent, yeah. Amber might as well claim that she's grown to 6'8", and it would be about as true. The mop lurking in the background. Oh yeah, the shadow of the mop. Wow, you got good eyes. Damn. Which cat? The dead cat? Not to be a dick about it, but in the words of Nerfy, boo, boo this woman, boo. Harming someone over the course of years is worse than a character flaw. Yeah, exactly. Use cream cheese shimmering an outlet. That sounds awful. I can't see in the same thing right here. Yeah, like she's such a good person that like Alexis didn't use you twice to build a channel. Twice. Using the same tactic twice. Yeah, none of us are mature. Yeah, she needs to give her animals up. I'm sorry. Somebody actually tried to argue with me about that. I realized that they were just an Am baby or Amber themselves, but still pissed me off. She's so much more mature though now. Maybe it's just Cluster B. That was in her past. Stop holding her accountable for things she did 10 years ago. You deleted those videos. Like a pigeon. Yeah, right? The fights with the alleged fights with wifey. I mean, again, we have no evidence of any of this. No, it's fine, Justine. It's fine. Wasn't she on IG last week slagging back off? Yeah, exactly. I do need my Rarity San Diego stickers. That just kind of goes into my like thought that like it's just normal for her. Like maybe it's Cluster B says, and she not only filmed harming Beck, she sat down and edited it and posted it on the internet. Yeah, I mean, because at the time she didn't see that it was wrong. because I think for her in the moment, it's normal. But then after it was pointed out to her that it was wrong, she doubled down on it because for her, it's normal. And now that she's gotten enough flack for it, now she's walking it back, or at least trying to. I wonder how long she's going to leave the Beck videos up then. I wonder if she takes those down. I don't know. The internet remembers. Oh, don't litter box room. When a long time ago, when I was a wee bit thing, I was an office assistant for a roofing company, and they did charity work for what we were told was a cat rescue. And so anyway, they were going to go put a new roof on the house that was the cat rescue house. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, the house was, it was awful. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And you want to talk about a cat box room. They had like a cat box floor. It was terrible. But anyway, that just took me right back there. No, she didn't see Beck as a person, really. She saw Beck as like a servant, or I don't know, honestly. Bye, Dainty Bush. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for joining. Yeah, Beck was just a means to serve her. Beck was a tool, yeah. This is during my Bart Simpson's days. My Bart Simpson days were when I was like 13, so no, this was much further along the line than that. I just graduated college, my undergrad, so... How old was I? 23? It was, yeah, that sticks with me. There's not a lot that sticks with me. That stuck with me. It's still with me. You want to make a horror movie? That's a horror movie moment. And those people really, honest to God, truly believe that they were helping these cats, and it was just like, wow. I got 3, and if I don't keep that box clean, there is hell to pay. And smell. Oh, Tammy, my my best friend has that problem. The kitty crunchies. The longer the relationship goes on, the more abusers just see their victims as objects. Empathy reduces with time. Yeah, well, there's no empathy to begin with. And that's the other problem with, like, we saw it with Beck. The longer Beck was with Amber, the more Beck just kind of rolled with it. And, like, even some people even, like, reached out to Beck and was like, look, she's being abusive towards you. And Beck was like, nah, it's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. You know, so even in the moment, Beck was not acknowledging it. It wasn't until Beck finally left and was free of it all that they could look back. And I mean, we're 5 years, almost 6 years out from their relationship ending, and Beck's now capable of watching these videos and saying and talking about it with a tone that isn't traumatized, you know? And I'm sure some of that has to do with their new girlfriend who is there as emotional support. What, you know, I know that there's like some controversy about the new girlfriend, but it's taken Beck like half a decade to get over their relationship with this one. Tasty nuggets. You just watched Lindsay's video where Anna from Glitter and Lasers goes off about her weird hinky during a podcast. Oh. Yeah, that sounds about right. I listened to... Okay, I'm gonna have to get off here like soonish, but I did listen to the... Where did my Spotify go? Anyway, I listened to the podcast for the last Chan episode, the girl with the missing eye. She's really cool. The podcast episode is actually really cool to go listen to because Chan turns out to be a pretty cool person. The events in it are sad. And that's not why I'm not going to post the episode. I'm actually not posting the episode because it has a lot to do with the Rona. And honestly, I just don't want to deal with that on my channel. There's still too much bullshit around the Rona and I don't want to deal with it. But it's a good episode and you really should go listen to it. Anna is Anna in that episode. She keeps trying to relate the shit Chan went through, which is unrelatable, honestly. Anna didn't lose an eye. Let me put it that way. And Dr. Nance does like nothing. Chan is more knowledgeable about medical terms and medical experience than Dr. Nance is. And on the one hand, Dr. Nance is, yeah, she's just an orthopedic surgeon. So she just does this part of the body. Like, so that's understandable, but like she didn't even look anything up, you know? She didn't even do like basic research into the shit that Chan went through. It feels like they didn't even talk to Chan before they even did this podcast. It's like they just sat down with Chan and just were just like, tell me your story. And this was the first time they'd ever heard her talk about this story, which is just absolutely unreasonable. And then you find out that Chan is like 24 and her problems with her eyes started when she was like 21. Like, she's young and she's just very well spoken. She's very knowledgeable. She's got her shit together. I mean, she's already been through the ringer at this point, you know. She's so different from the girl with the weird allergies who can only eat like baby food and oatmeal. It's such a different contrast. Chan is so like in charge of herself and making sure and advocating for herself and making sure that like she has accommodations when she needs them, compared to allergy girl who's just like, I don't know why everything causes me to have an anaphylactic shock. It's like, dude, stop eating shit that causes you to have anaphylactic shock. So anyway, your husband is watching the menu again. But yeah, so that was pretty good. I don't think I'm really going to cover any more of Anna's podcast just because Anna is fucking insufferable. And that's pretty much it. I'll cover the little clips and things just because it's a little slice of life. But like, Dr. Nance is completely useless. I don't know why she's on there other than to just have somebody with a DR in their name. Anna is constantly trying to relate whatever problem back on herself. There was an episode about a kid who had leukemia, and I didn't listen to it at all because I didn't want to deal with it. But because I don't want to do kids on the show, you know? And so, but I'm pretty sure if I had listened to that episode, Anna would be trying to like relate this kid's leukemia back to her fucking lipedema somehow. So I didn't want to listen to that either. But anyway. All right. It is 7 o'clock. It's 4 after 7. We don't get a long form video from Anna in the next week. She may have abandoned the platform, honestly. I think we pissed her off. It's not going to stop me from making videos on her TikTok, though, so I don't know. But, because I did just get done with it. So I'm going to go edit that video, hopefully get it up tonight, and then I've got some other videos to put up later on throughout the week. But yeah, members, I'm going to try to get a video up tonight. That won't be members first, but I've got other videos that are going to go up this week. Those are going to be members first, and hopefully that'll get me ahead of myself enough that we won't have to worry about falling behind again. Knock on wood, I won't get sick again. So that'll be helpful. And tomorrow, I want to do a members only around the same time. So like 4 to 6. So, because I know a couple people just joined, or at least one person just joined the membership. So if you want to come and join and be part of the members feral chat and be part of the feral chat, you guys think this goes off the rails, come on in. I think we'll do some more of the cult building and I don't know, whatever you guys else want to talk about. So, oh yeah, please like and subscribe as always. And that's pretty much it. But thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody who has been a member forever and ever and ever. I like seeing that. And that's all I've got for you guys. So for those of you who are still catching up, thanks for catching up at this point. And for all of the replay crew, thanks for showing up. And I'll see everybody. Well, I'll see the members tomorrow, hopefully. And then I'll see everybody else later. Bye. Oh, there's a Discord link. I'm not going to pin that. I'm still shell-shocked from Rosie about the fucking Discord. But anyway, Kim did put a link to the